is the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco. That's Alexis Guerrero. We are talking about some World Cup in that first segment. First segment is we're bodying it, all right? Mexico, that chant. Chicharito is done with it. You better stop it right now.
And we cruise control into the second segment where we talk to Indi Cowie. You guys know who she is. In fact, more of you know who she is than who we are. We talked to her. We had a great time with her in Miami at the Neymar Jrs Five.
And in the third segment, MLS is back. We're talking about all these games. And then some people got fired. Some people are still not fired. And a lot of people are very, very upset with it. Also, Burgett. Burgett is back. He's here to shut Alexis up. All this and more today on the Cooligans!
Hey, this is Alexi Lawless. There is nobody in U.S. soccer that is more important than the Cooligans.
Yeah, baby!
Yo! Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans.
World Cup. Almost done with the group stages.
World Cup, but you know what? We're representing American soccer right now. All day.
We did it.
Lower league. Wait, you know what? That's an insulting name, lower league.
Is it? I mean, it is lower league.
It is lower league, but it's top shelf.
Oh my God! No, this is prime shit right here. This is Angus. this is incredible. Look at this.
Look at this.
We have our logo on a jersey. Everybody.
People listening to the podcast are like, stop with the all. Look at this stuff because we don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some of y'all are just listening. Come on, Buggy Jrs FC. If you are listening, get on YouTube. Check this out. We got a jersey. Christian's wearing his.
Bug Eaters FC, right? They were kind enough. They sent us care package, scarves, shirts.
These two Coca-Cola balls randomly are being used to hold up the jersey. I didn't put mine on because I was afraid it might not fit, and I didn't want to look that fat on camera. So I put it right there.
Exactly. Just
we'll put it on. We'll take
he only wants to look a reasonable amount of fat on camera.
I don't want to look too fat. I can't embarrass myself that much.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Christian Polanco.
My name is Alexis Guerrero.
We are the Cooligans. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host your favorite American soccer podcast.
And we're not just the funniest soccer podcast. Yo, son, we're the gulliest soccer podcast.
That's right. And we
already know that.
We have 4 interns here watching us being like, what the hell is the gulliest?
Please. Also, can't we just get coffee for you people? Do we have to watch a soccer podcast happen in real time?
Well, imagine, look, say we have 4 interns here at the Hackensack Meridian Hill Stage 17, just hanging out, watching the show.
Just hanging out.
Really?
Let us know if you want to hang out and watch the show. I feel like these guys will give up their seats.
Like, what an honor for them. What an honor for them to see this masterclass of American soccer comedy.
In what not to do with your college career, you know? They're like, I wonder if I'm going to work in what I'm going to school for.
Hey, guys, this is a computer science degree you're looking at right now.
And your boy got 2 bachelors in business, and he ain't using either of them. Do you want them? Come on.
So it's incredibly exciting. So thank you.
My mother is crying somewhere in Newark, New Jersey.
Thank you again, Bug Eaters FC. We have their jerseys that they sent us, a scarf. They sent us hats.
Yeah, they sent us everything. Yeah,
but the cool thing.
Also, step your game up, other teams,
dude.
They're putting our logo on their jerseys. They're sending us stuff. I mean, what are y'all doing right now? Coca-Cola sending us these 2 dumbass balls. You can't. They're made of metal. You can't even use them. They're like aluminum or something. It's ridiculous.
I mean, you can if you're good enough, you can use them. All right.
Use them for what? To put candy in there? I can't think of anything else.
But yes, Bug Eaters, if we've talked about it in the past, they put our logo on the sleeve. I mean, you got to zoom in on there hard if you want to see it.
We'll just throw up a photo.
But
or buy yourself a jersey. You're going to get our logo on it.
That's right. BugEatersFC.com. But look, and just a reminder, the World Cup Comedy Tour that we are going to be at.
We're going to Nebraska.
We are. We're starting the show off in Nebraska, in Omaha.
Different city from where they play. They play in Lincoln, but that's all good. We didn't know that. We assumed Omaha was mad small. We had no idea y'all had that much room.
It's just a tractor ride, quick tractor ride over.
Come on, hop a John Deere Uber or John Deere, and they'll bring your ass to Omaha.
It'll be right over there. So look, make sure the World Cup Comedy Tour that we're doing with Total Soccer Show, those 2 guys, Daryl and Taylor, and Mike Majid, a comedian out of Los Angeles, who also runs the LA Goalkeeping Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Omaha, first show, it's going to be incredible. We're going to pack it out. Go to worldcupcomedytour.com and get tickets. Do that immediately.
We just found out that Omaha was where American Outlaws started. So why shouldn't we start?
That's
the
right.
first
We were
World Cup
just on
comedy tour?
Omaha radio.
Yeah, on Michael Severe's.
Yeah. Never. There's a lot of things I thought I would accomplish in my life.
I never thought I would talk to a guy from the Bronx on Omaha Sports Radio. That would have not gone through my mind one bit.
Yeah, it was just what an honor to be on. We were on like ESPN radio over there in Omaha. It was quite an honor. They were very nice, and I think the presumption, because look, I grew up in Brooklyn. Alexis grew up in New Jersey. You hear Nebraska?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Newark. Everyone knows it's two different things.
Oh my God!
You can't say you lived in San Francisco if you live in Alcatraz. You know what I mean? It's a little different. Your boy from Newark. I'm not from Jersey.
I'm sure the prisoners.
I didn't have like apple trees in my backyard or whatever the fuck happened.
I'm sure the prisoners at Alcatraz were like, "Yeah, I lived in Alcatraz for a little while.
Yeah, a little while.
I tried it out.
Oh, I'm not one of those hippies from San Francisco."
But when we hear Nebraska, we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be Trump country. We're gonna have a rough time convincing them all about soccer."
Apparently not Omaha though.
And Omaha is like it's where,
cool.
where soccer was born.
Yeah, they're not going to see you and me and go, "I'm not sure what that one guy is, and I don't like what that other guy is." We're going to be fine.
No, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be everybody chilling out, eating kale. It's gonna be.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
Incredibly exciting. So make sure you go do that, WorldCupComedyTour.com, and get tickets. We're going to be in
tons of giveaways and stuff.
Everybody.
We're Omaha, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Chicago, Atlanta.
Oh, yes. Well, okay. Well, that was the surprise that you just ruined.
Well, no, we're going to Atlanta for the... Hey, everyone, welcome to the Cooligans. Yo, Christian, that's a great impression of me. You're doing well. We're not sure what we're doing.
There might be something happening in Atlanta.
But listen, we're going there for All-Star Game anyway, so we're trying to figure something out. That's the whole point.
We'll be there. It'll be dope. All right. So you really can't keep a secret. The World Cup, everybody. Heard of it? Interns, you heard of it?
They are so excited.
We usually don't have an audience for this show, so this is it's nice to perform for someone.
Yeah, this is nice. You get to hear the reaction of non-laughter as we talk about soccer. This is exactly what I've always wanted.
So the World Cup match day 2 and some match day 3s already. As we're recording this, match day 3 already began for the second day of match day 3. But fascinating. What a week. What a week for match day 2.
This has been, I think, the best World Cup that I've seen ever. Ever?
We got some chuckles out of that. I don't know why that was so funny.
I actually think one of them just choked a little bit. But so we hope you're okay. You know, losing an intern is not that important in front of you guys. I think there's a closet where we throw the dead ones. But this has been the most exciting World Cup I've ever seen with my own eyes.
That's interesting. I don't know. That's tough to say, especially with the U.S. not being there. That it's the best World Cup that you've seen.
It's certainly been the least predictable. How about that?
Look, I'll say this: it's the best World Cup of 2018. I mean, without a doubt.
You are going on a ledge right now,
I mean, look, I know people. I'm going to get haters right now for making these bold statements.
We don't hear you haters.
Is this Sean Hannity saying these things? No, but I'm going to stand by that.
This is the best World Cup that's happened this year.
Look, without a doubt, it's been incredibly entertaining.
I mean, look, I get it. If you're a fan of like Portugal, you probably haven't breathed in a while. If you're a fan of Germany, you're probably furious and yelled at me while I was trying to film a show for Thrillers. Check it out.
Congratulations again on that.
Thank you very much.
Go to, where do we?
The first episode for some reason is on Facebook's page. I don't know where the other episodes are. There's 6 of them. What's happening? They weren't that bad, guys. Put it up. Whatever. Actually, you pay me, so do whatever the hell you want with it. But I think they're trying to get like a sponsor for it, a bigger sponsor for it. So they're waiting to put the rest of them up.
Yes.
But in the meanwhile, go to Facebook, share the shit out of it, because the more views it gets, I get a second season, and I could really use that money. Because baby girl wants me to pay part of that rent at some point. You know what I mean? Comedy's not working out.
Yes, Alexis is very, very poor.
Yeah,
we're both very poor.
Yeah, we're both very poor. Send us money.
Send us money.
Don't just send us jersey. Send us money. Send both if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it.
So, yeah, look, there have been a couple. I think we have to start with Germany and Sweden in that game. And we talked about it last week. Mexico defeated Germany 1-0. And after that, it was like, that's it. Germany's collapsing.
They're too old. Here's the problem.
They're too old. They're too blonde. It's not going to work.
And Tony Kroos was like, yo, hold my schnitzel. I got this. Tony Kroos just destroyed any hater of Germany whatsoever. He breathed life back to the entire country.
No,
of Germany.
you know,
he made Germans proud and united, which are generally two scary things historically when they go that way.
That's usually when they're unified in any way, you're
we're
like, hey, tone it down, guys. You guys are a little too organized.
Look out, Poland, you know.
But look, all right. That game, we should address it because, look, I think something's going on with Germany. They won the World Cup. They won the last World Cup.
They won the Confederations Cup.
Won the Confederations Cup with the damn Z squad.
Yeah. Some of the coaches were in that joint.
But I think there's a sentiment that I think people really want Germany to lose.
No one likes Germany.
No one likes Germany.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's not even close. I was actually like, yo, I think Germany could win. And people are like, fuck Germany. Why would you say that? I hope the Germans lose. Like anyone I've spoken to wants. I think it's just because they won the last one. Nobody wants.
You know, it doesn't feel that way. I think it's because...
You think people just hate Germans?
No. I think it's because...
Because I'll get on board with whatever at this point.
I think it's because they won the last one, but on top of it, they've had such tremendous form. We've heard about...
is how deep they are.
How deep they are, the bench, and how the win of the Confederations Cup, it looked like for the next decade... basically, it's just gonna be done by Germany, so it's like, you know, when you on top, it's like the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant went to Germany, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, why you just gonna go on the best team, and now you're just gonna win everything? That's
it. I mean, you can't be on top and expect people not to come for that crown.
Exactly,
and that's what Germany is seeing right now.
That's what the Cooligans.
People hate Germans.
That's what the Cooligans is as well.
I mean, they're trying to come for us, but we're protected by all the free shit people send us. It's gonna be real hard to come at us.
So that's the safety warm blanket.
We're going through all these stupid aluminum balls at you. I'm just trying to come for that crown.
Thank you again, Coca-Cola, for something.
Yeah, it's very nice of you, Coca-Cola. It's really dumb. There's no use for it whatsoever. But thank you so much.
But yeah, there is that sentiment is real. But
hold on a second. You couldn't send us actual soccer balls, Coca-Cola? You don't got that kind of money, Coke? Look at this. I'm not kidding. Hold on. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Dude, I would head that ball right in, man.
So dumb.
Look,
if anyone listens thinks I'm ungrateful, I mean, clearly you're right.
Yeah, you are. The thing I like about soccer is that unlike the NBA and the next decade of the NBA is going to be just whatever team LeBron is in and the Golden State Warriors, right? Yeah. We know that for sure.
So exciting.
So exciting. Ooh, who's gonna sweep who this year?
Who's gonna win the final is the only question now. Is it gonna be Steph or is it gonna be LeBron?
So but I love the unpredictability of this World Cup, and we saw that in the first game between Germany and Mexico.
I was having this argument. Is it that the bad teams, traditionally bad teams, got better, or is it that the better teams sort of
got worse, or just
aren't
complacent? Got complacent.
Yeah, just aren't playing to their level. Because look, Mexico beats Germany. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want emails in both languages. There's no one, including the Mexican team.
If you could send us an email in German, I will just love you forever.
I honestly meant just Spanish and English. Look, I'm all for it. Mexico, do your thing. But yo, let's be honest. Even y'all didn't think you were going to beat the Germans. Nobody thought you were going to beat the Germans. Nobody. People, I would have bet my entire life that the Germans were just going to destroy you because they did. The C squad beat them in the Confederations Cup.
Not Chicharito. Remember?
Why? Because he plays in Germany? He's like, yo, I know their weakness. What is it? He's like, actually, there are none.
Well, he plays in the Premier League for now.
Well, he played in the Bundesliga.
He did play in Bundesliga, but no, he
stinks.
He was the one saying, you know, imaginémonos cosas chingonas, right? Remember?
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. You're
like the announcer that was just like, you're in the group with Germany. You're not gonna win. Right. Like, how are you gonna do it? And he's just like, just imagine if we could do it.
Cosas chingonas. I mean, people should not be saying that in an interview, unless it's on a podcast.
So, but look, they believed, right? I mean, if the U.S. has the I believe that we will win mentality, and they go in with that, you know, that mentality when they do make it to a World Cup, they didn't.
Before I die,
I don't know why they didn't chant that before the Trinidad game. Yeah, that could have been helpful. A little bit, I believe. I think they went in with like, I know that we will win, and then they lost.
There's no way that we can lose. There's no way that we can lose. Like, wait a minute, what's happening here?
But the same thing happens with the teams that are on top, and they do get a little bit complacent. I think Germany went in with like, there's no way Mexico is going to beat us, and Mexico went in with who knows what can happen,
right?
And and Juan Carlos Osorio and El Profe did whatever he had to do and made that happen. But
did you see what's happening though? They're
what?
saying that he's going to keep out big players of the next match.
Well,
and here it begins. What I said was going to happen.
Look,
that dude can't stop tinkering.
Deschamps just did the same thing for France.
Tinkering.
There was a lot of people that didn't start that normally did, but they had the group secured. They not the top of the group, but they knew that they could at least beat Denmark, and they ended up drawing and they finished at the top of the group. It's not insane for the third game when you win the first two to tinker with the lineup a little bit so that you can prepare for the knockout round.
All I'm saying is this is what he does. He's going to start. Hey, what if I did this? And next thing you know, you have a completely different 11. Goalkeeper starting as a forward. You've got your wide midfielders in the center. You've got your back line is all mixed up. This is exactly what he does. I'm sorry, Mexico. Look, I'd be happy if y'all won, okay? I'll parade with you all day. I'll drink tequila. I'll drink mezcal. I'll fuck up some tacos, okay? I'd be more than happy if y'all won. But I'm telling you, he is going to fuck this whole thing up.
Okay, wow. All right, the bold statement. Remember, he was the...
And by the way, it's not guaranteed that they're through. They have 6 points. Sweden got 3.
Not guaranteed, but...
So, and here it comes.
Safe. It's...
If they don't make it out the group stage,
it would be crazy.
It would be insanity.
It would be insanity, but they should. They won their first 2. No reason to think they should at least draw with Sweden. I think they should beat Sweden. They beat the champions already. Yeah. So I'm not worried about it.
Can we play this?
Can we talk about Germany and Sweden?
Go for it.
Germany and that game.
What about it? Cruise.
No,
done.
No.
End of story.
You never really get to see, for the last few World Cups, you don't really ever get to see Germany, the underdog, so to speak, right? It's not that
Germany with their back against the wall?
Yeah. They were very shocked by the loss to Mexico, that this game, they were put in a different position. And for most of the game, Sweden did exactly what Mexico did, Instead of, Lopez's and Chicharitos and Sanchez's running around on them. Bjornsson. I'm like, how these...
Nothing but IKEA furniture out there.
How these Vikings so fast?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it seemed... It really... The question was in the first game against Mexico was, is Germany older or slower? All of a sudden?
They got Boateng out there, who honestly should have canes on his hands, or a walker with the tennis balls on the feet. Boateng is how old? I'm looking this up.
He's not that old. But he is kind of slow. Remember, he did have. Wasn't it Boateng that had the?
He's still hooked up with Rihanna. So shouts to you, Prince Boateng.
So keeps you young.
Yeah, no. Gives you energy. He lets you go out there and work.
That work rate is very high for Jerome Boateng. So, but remember he had the.
He's 31. He's not that old.
He had that GIF when he was covering. What was he playing against? Messi? Was it like what game was it? That it might have been a Bayern game. Where Messi cut him up and he completely fell on the ground. Remember this? It was like
I don't remember that.
A year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Anyway,
I'll take your word for it.
Boateng did look slow this game, and what the strategy that Jogi Löw used again was have one defender in the back and send all the players forward. They got beat so many times on the counter, and that's how they gave up the goal. So,
but also if you're gonna put one person in the back, why is it your slowest guy? This makes 0 sense.
Well, who is it? Who are the backs, right?
It was Boateng and the other
Rudiger.
guy. Rudiger, that's right.
Yeah, so Hummels didn't play this game.
No.
Because he looked very bad in the game against Mexico.
He earned the right to not
But
play.
yeah, it does raise concern. Even though Germany did win this game in just absolute spectacular fashion, they really didn't look like they were going to win the game. They needed
They needed the ballsiest free kick I've ever seen in a World Cup. The balls you need to have to say like, yo, all right, I know like we're at a weird angle and I could just send it. We're taller than all of them. We'll probably get a header. How about I do
But they're not. No, we're not taller than
Well, you know
all
what I mean. They're still tall. It's Germany, right?
Yeah.
How about this? How about you give it right back to me, and I'll try one of the hardest angles to possibly hit, and Kroos does it in astounding fashion.
It was
Shouts to Kroos
in stoppage time. Tony Kroos, who we spoke to.
So you're welcome, German fans. It's because of us.
Well, when Real Madrid was here for the All-Star game,
yo, my guy, why don't you try some spectacular shit at the World Cup?
Yeah.
And he's like, I will have to. How
many other podcasts you're listening to that definitively made Tony Kroos laugh? What did you ask him about, the pizza in Chicago or something like that? Yeah. So hey,
and he said it was disgusting. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm paraphrasing.
It was in German. We don't know what he said, but that
he said it in English. But I was looking into his beautiful eyes.
But yes, that goal was not even just the goal, the foul, which also unnecessary foul.
It's extra time. What are y'all doing?
But it led to the Swedish defender. I forgot his name. I wish I could remember his name. But it led to so he's Swedish, but I think he's sort of like Zlatan when his family's
from somewhere else.
From somewhere, I think not Kosovo. I don't remember exactly where they were from. Maybe Serbian or something like that. Well, he dealt with a lot of racism, and similar to like the criticism Zlatan would deal with, because he's not traditionally Swedish. You know, he was not. His parents weren't born there, so. But he had to deal with a lot of racism, and a lot of people were being really. He did like one of those. It was a cool thing that they did. The team, they did a video with, and he read out he read out a statement, and then some of the people were just like, "You should die," and all this crazy stuff.
Really clever. Really clever.
Sharp, Swedish guys, Swedish fans.
Wow. Swedish racism, really old school.
But the team did a cool thing where he stood in front of them and read the statement out. They filmed it, and it was a positive thing to come from something so negative. Now, with that said, why did he make that tackle? Why did he make that? He was a sub. He hadn't been on the field even that long. There's no way he was tired. It was such a stupid challenge.
It was also in extra time, right in front of their own goal, essentially, just outside the box. There was no need for it whatsoever.
Literally none.
You know, I bet you like all the other Swedish fans were just like repeating all of that. I hope you fucking die. And they're like, no, remember we did the video? You said you weren't going to do that.
Just a shit. Look, Sweden's not out of it. Again, if they beat Mexico, I think they are in.
Yeah, Sweden has a -2 goal differential.
They'll have it'll be tough for them.
No, actually, they don't. They have 0. Mexico has a +2. Mexico has 6 points. Sweden has 3 points. So here's what it needs to happen. Sweden needs to beat Mexico by more than, or at least 2 goals.
And
more than 2 goals.
And Germany needs to win by. If Germany win with the current goal differential, they're through.
It could be that Mexico and Sweden go through and Germany doesn't, depending on the score.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yo, imagine Sweden beats Mexico like 4-0. This whole thing is just all upside down. That would be fucking amazing. I just want Bedlam in the streets.
This is a good group, man.
This is a great. Group F is the group.
One of the groups where you're like, you don't know, you sort of expected Germany to go through, and then you didn't know who else was gonna go through with
Our
them.
fans will, because I'm sure we're wrong. They're gonna shit on us for it, but we predicted who was gonna go through. I don't remember who I said in this group, but I don't think I picked
Mexico.
I picked Germany. I don't think I picked Mexico. I think I picked Germany, Sweden.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This scribe's been sliding down this whole episode.
So yeah. So a couple other interesting things.
So good for you, Kroos. By the way, that was absolutely.
It was just an incredible goal, and literally nothing anybody could have done.
Nothing.
The curve on it, the bend.
Insanity. First of all, I wouldn't even want to put my hand in front of that fucking thing. The velocity at which that thing was traveling, I'm like, fuck you. Let him score.
How dare you do that?
I mean, I got no good health insurance. You know what I mean? When am I going to put my hand in front of that thing? We're going to block a bullet? Get out of here.
So another cool thing that happened before the the Mexico. What was the second game against Korea?
Yeah.
After the first game against Germany, Mexico had the infamous puto chant, right?
Yes.
Which is already been deemed negative, homophobic, unnecessary.
We've covered on this podcast. Look, it's not specifically homophobic, but it can be used in a homophobic way.
Yeah.
So, like, just stop it, I guess. I could care less if you do it or not.
But
it bothers people. Just don't do it.
Mexico did get fined.
I sound like my wife before we both go into something where her friends are at. Look, like, I get it, okay? You don't mean bad, but you annoy the shit out of everyone, so just stop.
Wait, I don't say, meaning like you tell that to her friends?
No, that's her pep talk to me before we go and, like, eat with her friends. Like, look, just stop being honest with people, okay? They don't know that they look that way.
Oh,
just
sure,
stop.
yeah. Well, I have to do that to you sometimes because you're just unruly sometimes.
I got no filter, you know.
In places where you totally should, you know.
There's no such thing. We're talent. We're never wrong. It's beautiful.
Oh, okay. So, but yes, but Mexico did get fined $10,000.
$10,000
for their fans using the puto chant during goal kicks, and they know to not do that. Look. It is it's a thing that they're trying to remove from the game. I think it's one of those things where in Liga MX, I don't know if these punishments really happen or these penalties for
no.
It's part of the culture.
They're all owned by narco traficantes. They're all owned by cartel
just like
guys.
Alexis, when he's home, he can do whatever he wants. He's home. The public is not there.
It's my personal safe space.
It's a safe. Liga MX is the safe space of soccer. So
it's where I'm fine.
the puto chant is a very like
probably maybe we shouldn't say it this much on the podcast.
No, I'm just saying it's if it's cultural, if it's a thing that like it's like that's our word, you know. If it's that, if Mexicans want to keep it for themselves, then cool. But if people find it offensive, and then the team is also being fined
that's
because
the
of
whole
it.
point. If you're gonna get fined for it, then don't do it.
Then it's like, all right, we get it. Relax.
But look, we're two Latinos. Let's just for the end of it. It's like, motherfucker isn't actually, you're not saying that dude bangs moms when you call someone a motherfucker.
I am. I'm saying it. I'm saying
I mean, I have some friends who are just like, but
I usually just say to my dad, I'm like, hey, stop that.
At least not in front of the other kids. Here's the point. You're not actually, it's not exactly what it means. Certainly it's not how it's being used. However, if you're getting fined for it, don't do it.
And the good thing.
What's worse than that chant is in American games, they do, you suck, asshole. That's worse. That's so corny.
That's what
it's so corny.
It's just corny. That's really what.
Unless there's no comma in it, and you're saying that dude sucks on assholes, and then that's a dope chant. Now all of a sudden,
now we need to praise this man.
Yeah, I know. First of all, good for you, good for your girl. Yo,
you guys clearly have a healthy relationship where you're comfortable with each other in multiple ways.
Also, shouts for her cleaning regimen. Not cleaning. What's the hygiene was the word I was looking for. Cleaning regimen. She's not a barn animal. All right. This went off the rails. By the way, all of the interns have left. I feel like they're all going to blog about what we said.
But Chicharito did a good thing, and he posted on his Instagram telling everyone that we need to get this out of the game, and we should stop doing it.
And they did.
And they did. And in the game against Korea, they didn't do it.
I feel like one guy was like, oh, they slapped somebody. Like, yo, Chicharito said not to. And he was like, oh, then my bad.
Yo, like they hold up his Instagram. Like, did you see what he said?
Oh, damn. Did that millionaire tell me not to do this? While I'm spending most of my life savings going to Russia to watch this game. Oh, my bad. I guess I can't yell that word.
Well, look, it's not a censorship thing. It's more about the unity of the team and the supporters. The supporter. Look, if no Mexican supporters went to Russia to watch the games, the results would be very different.
Sure.
So we all know in soccer is very different.
Yeah, like Colombia's basically had nothing but home games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Colombian support is insanity.
It is all of Roosevelt Avenue in Russia right now. It's incredible.
North Bergen is all there. Roosevelt Avenue. Jackson Heights is empty right now.
It is beautiful. Yeah, and I am Colombian, so that's
right. As of the beginning of this World Cup.
As of the beginning of the World Cup, and we'll see.
You've changed team. You put your one-time change.
My one-time
from Dominican
to Colombia, and we'll see after the World Cup, because if they hold, raise the World Cup trophy, I might just be Colombian forever. I mean,
You just full on switch?
I just full on Colombian.
Damn, son.
Que más? Right? I'll just be that guy forever. But
You got to start drinking coffee.
I got to stop or start?
Start.
Okay.
You've never drank coffee before.
I've drank coffee before. It does not taste good. So that's why
That's not the point.
That's why I don't
The
drink
point is to become addicted to it so that you need it every morning. I don't understand why he doesn't listen to this.
I was gonna say another thing about the champ, but I forgot. Anyway, speaking of Colombia, let's talk about Colombia.
Let's talk about Colombia.
Colombia did. We all saw the first game. The interns all saw the first game, and they were devastated.
They're all wearing the Colombian jerseys right now. It was very sad.
Colombia lost their game 2-1 against Japan. The game that everyone that's the game they should have won, right? That was the easy one, quote unquote.
Speaking of the easy one, Japan's at the top of the group right now.
This World Cup is topsy-turvy.
Upside down is inside out. Japan and Senegal are leading a group with Colombia and Poland in it. Yo, Lewandowski, however you want to pronounce it, that dude cannot score wearing a Polish shirt.
I wouldn't say that because during qualifiers, he was amazing. Poland qualified very easily.
Some things changed. Germany looked terrible or looked amazing beforehand, and look how they're playing.
Actually, Germany lost. I think they hadn't won about 6 or 7 games prior to
in qualifying. I just mean in general before, Confederations Cup. We talked about it.
Well, that was a year ago, Alexis. All right, so we're talking about form. The last 5 games matters.
Yeah, but not all the time, especially not when it's me making the argument. Look, I'm shocked. Senegal's a tough team to beat. Great GIFs already, especially the coach.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Japan, Cisse, right? Cisse is his name.
Japan out of nowhere, not that good of a team, but they will not go away.
Yeah, well, if you remember the first game, the handball off Carlos Sanchez, and then Japan ends up winning this game 2-1. While
playing 10 men for 84 minutes, essentially.
87.
Yeah.
But the second game, Poland against Colombia, Colombia comes back roaring. James Rodriguez starts this game, and they get 3. Oh, crap.
Come on.
Sorry.
Be a professional.
3-0 against
What kind
Poland.
of ringtone is that, by the way?
That was my computer. That was not my phone. Yeah, that's Google. I have Google Voice. All right, everybody. I have Google Voice.
That was just weird. Cool.
And so someone called it during the show. And, what are you going to do?
Go for it. Anyway, what were we saying? We're talking about Japan.
We're talking about Poland and Colombia. Colombia wins this game 3-0. And again, Poland does look like they're having some trouble out there. But Colombia, good on them to bounce back.
They needed it. They needed a big win, and they got that big win.
Yes. And they
got their +2 on goal differential. Here's the problem, though. Senegal and Japan both have 4 points. They have 3. So if Senegal and Japan... Wait, who's playing who? Senegal's playing...
Colombia.
Colombia wins,
and I believe they're in.
No, it's not guaranteed because... Well, obviously, yeah, it is. Because if they win, they beat the one team. But
yes.
If they draw... Well, I guess they can't do that because of the goal differential.
No, if they draw, they're out.
They basically have to win.
They have to win.
They win, they're in.
They can be Senegal, but Senegal has looked pretty good.
Senegal looks incredible.
So,
and by the way, shouts to Zito, who said before the World Cup, he's like, listen to how every announcer is gonna comment on all the African teams by using pace and power.
Yes.
And every one of them has done it. And every tweet has said, look at the pace, look at the power.
Yes.
Yo, we gotta move beyond that, guys. Just a little bit.
That's true, but it's also like not. It's not like the African teams do not have pace and power.
No, it's not that. We're not saying it's wrong. We're saying you can come up with something else.
They could say something.
It's a little trite
really,
at this point.
What they need to at least address is that they are skilled footballers.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And that's what they don't do. They're just like...
It's just like athleticism. That's it.
Every I forgot the guy's name. I forgot the announcer. It's the British announcer from Fox Sports. But the game, I believe it was the Senegal game, that every time there was like a ball that it was Senegal Japan that played, right?
Like a 50-50 ball?
So they do the thing where they overemphasize the athleticism of the black players,
right?
And then they demasculinize the Asian players.
God, yeah.
They're like, oh, well, the Japanese, you can't go for that ball because the Senegalese players are just too strong.
They're too huge.
Too
Plus,
big.
all the Japanese players are out there in those geisha shoes. with the wooden blocks underneath them.
It's just like, wow. It's just like, you can just talk about, they're all skilled. I mean, they have players that play in Germany, in France, all over the country.
Look out, tiny Japanese man.
It's so straight. And what I do like about Twitter is that it helps me like I'm much more microscope like focused on it, which is like I don't feel like it's necessarily taking away from. I'm enjoying the game, but it is a thing that you notice more.
You're
and more.
not aware of it.
Yeah, and
you're just like, also this keeps happening.
The women in soccer hashtag, right? The criticism that Ali Wagner is getting from Fox Sports. She's the first.
Which, by the way, she's incredible at this job.
She's incredible at the job. And the first female announcer covering the World Cup, covering the men's World Cup for American broadcaster.
Right.
And she has to deal with the just ridiculous. I mean, it's a shame that any of this stuff gets even highlighted because it's online and men talking about. It's just,
what an uncanny impression.
That's my impression of Twitter men. It's just she's great at her job, and the people who criticize her do the it's smoke and mirrors of like, well, I just want someone who's knowledgeable about the game. Like, well, you're not saying that about the men.
No.
You know.
Also, she played in a World Cup.
She played in the damn World Cup. What
have you done, my guy?
What have you done?
Ordered another Guinness? You haven't done shit. Let Ali Wagner live. She's incredible at it.
Did you see the?
She gives great insight. She knows about the game. What more do you want? Want her to have a deeper voice? That's it.
Well, did you see the Piers Morgan interview where he brought that?
No. Why would anyone watch a Piers Morgan interview?
He's an Arsenal fan, just like you. All Arsenal fans are just like Piers Morgan.
Yeah, all of us, 100%.
Piers
we
Morgan.
Hate him.
He has some morning show in England, I guess. Who knows where it is?
Could be anywhere. Could be YouTube. Who knows?
But he brought. I don't even know who this dude was. I think he's a former Chelsea player. I don't know. I think that's who he was. But
this guy's sounds
he brought in a guy on a show. And his whole platform was, I don't like hearing women announcers because their voice is too high pitched. They were like, wait, what did he say? Get him on the show.
Yeah. Oh, is that his only point he wants to make? Well, then let's give him airtime.
This man is fascinating. What a nuanced opinion.
Wow, we never heard this perspective before. Certainly not from Archie Bunker.
And the thing I hated was that Piers Morgan seemed like the reasonable one in this argument because he was
I feel like this is what he does.
This is what
because he had another interview where someone said some really dumb shit about guns, and he was like, he came across as like the one with the good ideas, and we're like, Piers Morgan should never be the one with a good idea.
Well, he just brings someone in who has way worse ideas than he does.
As shit.
And he's like, well, compared to that guy,
I know.
I mean, I'm Mother Teresa.
Can we go to a bus stop and find someone saying some racist shit? Because I need to look good this week.
Oh my God. So,
and by the way, Ali Wagner doesn't have like what you would traditionally discount as like a shrill voice or something that maybe announcers wouldn't want that type of voice. She has like a very lovely voice. You can't complain about it.
It's
I've got a much worse voice. And we can tell by the 7 of you that listen that you clearly love it. I'm adding because of the 4 interns.
It's all the coffee.
Plus your mom. My mom.
My mom does not speak English. So
my mom doesn't support comedy. So my mom refuses to care. She tells people I'm still looking for work. So if anyone is out there, she thinks I should be with the interns right now. So my mother's like, learn from them. They're taking notes. My mom's not Jewish. I don't know where that came from.
So a couple other things. So this story was pretty interesting out of the World Cup, and I love how fascinating a lot of this stuff is. So
you're going to talk about Uruguay 3-0.
No.
All right, because that was interesting to me.
That was not that interesting. Against Russia? Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Against the Russian doping team. Right? That was another rumor. It said, I forgot who did this. Somebody put up on Twitter, they calculated all the distance run on the pitch. So every team, like you know how much every team ran. And FIFA, they put this in the stat sheet. So what ended up happening was somebody did the distance covered for every team, and who was at the top? Russia. The going into the tournament, the worst team. In the tournament,
and also a country that got found helping their players dope during the Olympics.
What?
I wonder how these players are running so much. Also, they all look really big and strong. They all got back acne. Why is that?
So that was the accusation, but they got put in their place. And they also the first two games were against Egypt and Saudi Arabia.
You know, Putin was like, up the dope. Up the dope. We need more.
Everybody was connected to all these machines. They're like, no, Mr. Putin.
No, please, no.
More dope.
More borscht. They're like, no, the borscht isn't helping at all. Nobody wants beet soup.
No, I'm talking about Granit Xhaka and Xherdan Shaqiri.
Shaqiri, they did the double eagle.
They did the double
which is
eagle.
the Albanian flag. Yes. Why would they do that when they're playing for Switzerland? It's great that you ask. Here comes the history portion of our podcast.
So FIFA opened up an investigation on their goal celebration. They had
let them live.
They won over Serbia. So Switzerland won over Serbia. But Xhaka and
the Serbians, a very understanding people. They're totally fine.
Super chill.
Yeah. They're like mad comfortable with whatever displays you want to have. Socio-political, they're cool with it.
So these two players, Xhaka and Shaqiri, are of
they're Kosovo.
Yes, Kosovo. So they're raised in Switzerland.
Yeah.
But that's their family heritage.
Their family had to flee Kosovo, basically.
Yes. And Switzerland, it was nice when people were taking in refugees, right? And weren't demonizing them. A lot has changed.
Thanks, Supreme Court.
But when what was it when? It was, I guess, Yugoslavia when they split and the countries were.
Which, by the way, if Yugoslavia was still a country, they'd be winning this World Cup, hands down.
Oh, sure.
Croatia looked dope. Serbia got like one or two good players on it. I mean, it's a monster country for soccer.
So when some of the countries were split up, so Serbia, according to what I'm reading, I'm not too familiar with exactly what's going on.
Go on and pontificate that.
But let's do it. So when they were split, Serbia does not recognize Kosovo as an independent nation.
Yeah.
And so
how do you do that? They're like right next to you. Like, I don't fucking see them.
I don't see you right now.
Could you get Stacy away from me right now? She needs to know I don't recognize it.
Sweden, you tell her, a girl whose name I will not say.
Also, Switzerland, you're being a real bitch by still being friends with these people. Okay.
But they don't acknowledge the country, and so obviously a lot of tension. And then Xhaka and Shaqiri, after they score,
players they score.
They score and they do the double eagle celebration.
And Shaqiri practically gets naked. I mean, he pulls it down.
He pulls it down.
What was that video? Was that Maxwell where the camera just about you could see full schlong?
Google
it, kids. It was amazing.
Women were like, "Camera, go lower. I want to see just a little.
Come on, camera.
Go down there."
You're looking down the TV. Nothing yet. Basically, his shirts were pulled down to that. Shaqiri, by the way, shaves everything. We learned that. Didn't want to know that. We learned that.
I feel like you focused on that.
I feel like I saw it and I couldn't unsee it. Did I have to bring it back up? No. But it popped in the old brain. It comes right out the mouth. He's flexing. They're both doing the double eagle. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Y'all don't recognize them. It's not like they did anything offensive towards the Serbians. They're repping where their family's from.
Well, and the problem with that is that FIFA does not allow for political statements to be made during games. This is why you get a yellow card if you take off your shirt because
sometimes people have the political shit on their chest or whatever.
Some players were like, Stalin is cool. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why Fox Sports did that. Yeah. So they might be. I don't know if the team will be fined or the players themselves will be either suspended or fined in some sort of way. They probably be.
I hope they just keep the investigation going until after the World Cup, and then we figure out. Because if you lose Shaqiri and Xhaka, and you're Switzerland for the next game, for that's on FIFA. That's not on Shaqiri or Xhaka. They did something repping their own country. They didn't do anything to offend anyone.
Okay, yeah, that's you're right. That is, they're not technical. I mean, they
weren't running around calling the Serbians like jewel thieves or anything specific.
Well, we have to get the audio. I don't know. We have to confirm.
They might have been saying that.
Is that a thing Serbians do?
Yeah, they were Pink Panther. They were all Serbians, and it was run by the government. Check out. Great documentary on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad they didn't call them jewel thieves.
Just a bunch of Balkan jewel thieves. If you would have said that, then you get in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's a bit. It's at least trolling. That's what I would say. I don't think it's like this grand political
clearly
statement.
It will never become a big problem in the world, so I think we'll be fine.
But yeah, they did do that. Hopefully nothing happens because that game was incredible.
It was a dope game.
Yeah, and honestly, I know the World Cup it's just soccer, right? It's supposed to be just soccer, but it's really not just that. I mean, there is a lot. It's not just bragging rights. There's a lot at stake.
It's almost like war games.
It's war.
Yeah.
It's straight up war without having to have guns and militaries and stuff like that.
I mean, I was talking to someone who's like super progressive, and they were like, the one thing I don't like about the World Cup is that the tribalness kind of comes out. And you're like, to some degree, it's like, yeah, but that's also kind of what makes it fun. It's like if you're an American fan and you're going against Mexico, now's the time to say what you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would prefer that over the tribalness coming, well, let's invade the Middle East.
They're doing it by kicking a ball around.
All right, like, hey.
Which, unless it's one of these Coca-Cola balls, it's not going to hurt ananybody. Okay?
That's tribalism with that stuff.
It's less guns, no tanks. Same bad. If this was all war, we'd be good.
But it did feel, I also felt that way watching the Egypt-Saudi Arabia game where they were calling it the Arab Derby, dude.
Yeah.
And I was just all right.
Well, uncomfortable.
No, I'm fine with it.
You're fine with it?
Yeah. It added to look, Egypt really wanted. I mean, that was a great game.
Great game. Neither one of them had anything to play for, essentially.
But you wouldn't think that.
No,
it felt like a World Cup final.
There was pride involved.
Exactly,
yeah.
and that is what you see, and you realize how important making it to the World Cup is, and having a good display of you're representing the country. You saw Mo Salah scored a couple goals, but the Egypt finished the tournament without any points, and you know that he was nearly crying after the game.
Clearly it's a big moment for him. Obviously it affected him when he couldn't play in the first game, or I guess
which is still
play.
Dumb decision.
Very dumb. But I mean, look, if you wanted to watch good games, if you're a fan of Saudi Arabia or you're a fan of Egypt, go for it. I mean, that was a great game to watch.
Yeah. So
personally, I was focusing on Uruguay, Russia, 3-0, my guy, against a bunch of doped up Russians. Shouts to Uruguay.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Northern Amrabat, the game against Spain and Morocco, which is another good game that had just so much. VAR really showed up in this game. VAR was the 12th man.
And dropped the ball. I know it's not a soccer reference, but my guy. How do you elbow someone in the head and neck?
We talk about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, and you watch it in slow motion and you still don't give that guy a red card? You know, VAR must have just been a dude in there. It's not even a screen. It's just a guy going, I mean, come on. We got sponsors. You can't kick Ronaldo out of here.
VAR this time around is there's one video assistant referee, but there's like five. It's like the way the NFL does it, right? Where they have the studio back in New York.
Like the trailer tells you like, oh, should we do it or not?
Not a trailer, no.
You know what I mean.
It's like the main office.
The official can hear it in his ear, like, oh, I gotta go watch this. Which to some degree, it's like if you're gonna watch it, that means it was something. You know what I mean?
But there's multiple people watching it. So obviously they told Ronaldo elbowed the defender when it was away from the ball. He's trying to kind of do a swim move over him and caught him. He caught him, right? Elbowed him right to the face. He didn't maliciously try to hit him in the face.
I disagree. Ronaldo was getting tossed around that game. He was getting held. Clearly was frustrated. I think this was a chance for him to be like, look, I'm doing a swim move, everyone.
It honestly, to me, wasn't that bad. I was fine with the yellow.
You don't think that was a red card at all?
No, I don't think it was a red card.
All right, well, you might be alone. You want to be Colombian or Portuguese? Which one do you want to be? Because you could choose right now.
I don't think it was a red.
I think that was as clear a red as I've seen in a very long time.
I'm not saying that he didn't make contact. I'm just saying that I think he was trying to go over the player, and he caught him. I think the one that was way worse during the Confederations Cup in the final, Chile, I forgot the Chilean player, but elbowed the German player, straight up elbow to the face.
Was it Vidal or Medel?
It wasn't Vidal. I forgot his name, but he elbowed him.
Yeah.
Clear as day. It seemed violent. It seemed reckless.
Right.
And it was a yellow. It was given a yellow. Some people.
Sergio Ramos in the Champions League final.
Well, he didn't get anything. He didn't get.
No, but he elbowed Karius in the head.
That wasn't even reviewed.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's people get away with worse.
Yeah. So I would say Sergio Ramos's elbow was worse than
Way worse
than Ronaldo's.
Clearly on purpose.
I don't even know about that either. I don't know if it was on purpose.
Yeah, when most people fall, they throw one arm out.
You know,
towards the head of another person.
Hey, I fall like this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I swing my elbows all around.
Yeah, that's just how. Oh my God, he's falling. He's not protecting his face at all. He's actually elbowing children on the way down.
No, so some people were saying that Cristiano Ronaldo got this yellow because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, and
100%.
If it was any other player, that wouldn't have been the case.
Cristiano Ronaldo cannot miss any games. U.S. is out. Italy is out. Netherlands are out.
Yeah.
China's not in it. Chile's not in it. I don't know why the Chile thing is important.
I don't know
But
why'd you say China? Has they ever been?
They're a huge market. Marketing opportunities are down.
Okay.
Sponsorship-wise, you need Ronaldo.
Yeah. So like
That's why I said there's just a dude in the VAR. It's not even a TV. The guy's just like, don't fuck this up for us.
Coca-Cola was doing video review. He was like, hey, no, whoa.
Yeah,
Hey, ref, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who that is?
Yeah. Give Ronaldo a yellow and ask him if he needs any refreshments, okay? He cannot get in trouble. Also, tell him his hair's out of place a little bit. We need to spiffy him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Marketing opportunities are down. This World Cup is not getting the money it's supposed to.
I'm fine with the yellow. I honestly don't think it had anything to do with him being Cristiano.
That was trash, and I agree with, what's my dude's name? Who said it was bullshit?
Oh, Norden Amrabat.
I agree with that guy.
Well, that was for a different game.
But I agree with him in
Spain
general.
and Morocco. So that was another fun moment. Norden Amrabat, a winger for Morocco.
And by the way, shouts to Morocco. They play a very dope style. I like their style. They pass the ball a lot. They take shots from wherever the hell they want to. It's really awesome to watch. Apparently, not really good to do in the World Cup, but it's really fun to watch. It's like your friend who's doing donuts with his his wife's car, and you're like, well, this is gonna end up bad, but it's pretty dope to watch.
But this game ended again, controversial decision. A goal that was given to Spain, a back heel that was just Iago Aspas, I think, who scored the last goal. The game ended 2-2, but the goal was offside, ruled offside by the assistant referee. Video review went back, looked at it, saw that he was onside, and could have. I think Morocco could. If they would have won, I think they would have made it to the knockout round.
Yes.
And so the funny thing was after the game, Norden Amrabat, the
camera's on the players. You can never see what they say. Sometimes they'll say like hi to like a family member or something, but you can't make out what they're saying because there's no audio.
Yeah.
He very slowly,
very clearly did the motion.
He goes, VAR is bullshit. He spoke in English.
He plays for Morocco, but he's born in Norway.
Yeah.
And he played for Watford as well. So he speaks English very well, but it's a thing. And the moment after the game when you see the players kind of shaking hands, you don't really ever get to.
Player never really looks at camera.
They never really look at camera because they either won and they're like excited. Even when they're excited, they really don't even look at the camera. If they lost,
they're busy like dapping all the other players.
They're usually crying, right? But Norden Amrabat, in a draw, we see how people handle draws, right? Which is different.
They look at camera.
they look straight down the barrel,
and they tell you how they feel about new technology in soccer. It's pretty dope.
They give their Yelp review of how the match was refereed, and he just straight up said VAR is bullshit. So fun. We need more people like that.
Dope sketch we made.
Oh yeah,
we meaning you.
Yeah, that was fun. Go on our Instagram or Twitter at Soccer Cooligans, and you can see a fun thing that we made with that of little VAR's bullshit video.
Are we talking any more World Cup?
No more World Cup.
Before we go, I just want to say, Australia, how the hell did you lose to Peru, who had not won any games?
Peru was they look good.
They look good.
Yeah,
Peru has it. Peru has some skill.
Peru got that. They scored their first 2 goals of this tournament, and they could have. In the first game they missed that penalty, which could have changed the whole tournament for them.
Yeah,
but happy for them. A lot of people were very, very happy to see Peru score.
Which, by the way, I was making fun of Paulo Guerrero for riding the white horse before the World Cup and getting caught. You know what I mean? He was like on the little sniff. You know what I mean? And she was like, there was a Peruvian girl in the group, and she was like, actually, they do drink that tea. It's that tea that you drink on the way up Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
And she's like, it actually makes you calm. Oh, cocaine tea makes you calm? Really? You're gonna expect me to believe that? Cocaine? No, it's really chill. It's more like hanging out on a hammock.
You know what? I'm gonna listen to the Peruvian person over you in this one. In this case,
clearly wrong. It's got cocaine in it. No one's using that to chill out. No one's like, you know what I want? I want a nice night by myself over by some candlelight, maybe sniff a little blow and just, I don't know, see if I take a nap afterwards. You're just going to have like app ideas written on the walls.
Hey, man, everybody has their own home remedies. I don't know what.
But Australia, if they would have won, they had a chance. If they would have won by enough, they would have been able to.
Actually, before we go to our next segment with Indi Cowie, we should address Panama. Played against
Ganaderos.
England. What'd you say?
Canaleros.
Okay.
Canaleros. Canaleros.
I was like, you weren't even sure when you said it.
The second time I wasn't sure. The first time I was like, I think I got that right.
Panama loses this game 6-1. They were bad from the beginning.
Who cares? They scored a goal and the country went wild.
That's right. So, but
they reacted. The fans reacted like they won the World Cup. They were crying. People, there was confetti. Good for them. What a beautiful moment, and good for Peru, by the way.
But this caused a lot of it caused a stir because the complaint was, yeah, that was the U.S.'s spot, and look at what they're doing with it.
Nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing.
And then there was the defense of Panama. Panama did their job during qualifying, and they got there. The U.S. did not. And so there's that. There was the one crowd being like, that's the U.S.'s spot, and then the other crowd being like, you got to give Panama credit for getting there to begin with.
Beat Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, it's just that this result made people more mad that the U.S. was not in the World Cup.
They should be furious. More people should be fired.
But because of this result, because of what Panama did, there were other teams that qualified in CONCACAF.
Anything that throws more fuel on that fire, I'm fine with. I don't care what it is that pisses you off.
Man, Alexis is just that Elmo gif in front of the flames.
Yeah, I love it.
Chaos!
Give me more. Breathe life into me. I'm all for it. I want to see people get fired. I want to see people have to resign. I want to see people pushed to resign, where like in the letter that they write, the resignation letter, it kind of highlights a little bit in there, like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm being told I have to. I want all of that.
Okay, so we'll get to our interview in a second. I do want to give a huge shout out to one of our fans. Very happy for them. Ty and Sarah Yoder just had a baby.
Oh, congratulations,
Ty and Sarah, congratulations. These are our
Columbus
fans. I mean, they live near Columbus. They're Columbus Crew fans.
They're one of our day ones for sure.
Yes. Ty's an amazing woodworker who sent us a gift early on when
nobody was sending us anything.
Yeah, Coca-Cola was not sending us anything.
They weren't even sending us like nice tweets. Nobody was sending us a damn thing.
So their first child, congratulations, Sarah and Ty. We wish you all the best. The baby's name, I believe, is Mila.
Mila Yoder.
Mila Yoder. Oh, it's Myla, but I don't know how they pronounce it. Mila or Mila, so I don't know.
Let us know.
Carve
it into wood for us. That'd be dope.
I'm sure he's gonna probably make her a crib. You can make everything for her.
The kid, we got a bottle opener.
Making really those little wooden toys that kids nowadays are like, I want an iPad. Yeah. What is this stupid toy?
Just knock this gorgeous horse off the table. Get it out of the way so I can watch YouTube.
Exactly, Ty. So just get ready for your daughter to not appreciate the things you do for her.
Yo, make her an iPad out of wood. Not that hard, guy. Come on, Ty.
So congratulations there. All right, guys. So
we got an interview with amazing Indi Cowie. Really cool.
Nike Freestyler.
Yeah.
She's incredibly talented, but she's great on the mic too. We had a fun time talking to her.
You sound like she spit bars. She gave us her mixtape.
She was like, "Yo, Christian, drop a beat.
Yo, pull up SoundCloud on your phone right now."
So we spoke to Indi Cowie. A great time at the Neymar Jrs Five in Miami. So we'll be right back with our interview with Indi Cowie right after this.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We just have a little word from our sponsor, Bird Dogs.
Bird Dogs is back. And guys, the Bird Dog shorts are legitimately, I mean, they're the best shorts I've ever had.
Yes.
But they're also like, so efficient in many different ways.
They have that little side pocket. I got a receipt from the dry cleaner.
Okay.
And I went to go reach for the back pocket. They don't have a back pocket. They got like this like zipper down the leg. And it's like a back like area. It's like a little section. And I was like, oh yeah. And as I zipped it down, I put my hand, I was like, why do we got back pockets for?
It's interesting, right? Because the shorts have, so they have like this silky liner inside.
I don't know what underwear you use. I wear boxer briefs.
Yeah.
That's a big guy underwear.
Big
you
man.
gotta wear boxer briefs. They gotta be tight. They gotta hold everything in.
There's a lot happening down there.
There's so much movement going on down there. You gotta hold it all in, nice and snug. I don't have to buy anymore.
And that's the thing, is that these shorts do not require underwear. You can go straight up commando. And
because you're not going commando because they got the lining.
They
on
have
the
this
inside.
I swear it's like putting your junk in like a silky glove.
Yeah. It's like imagine someone with like a very comfortable glove was like, yo, let me hold your balls right quick.
And cough.
Yeah. You don't even have to go. Like, honestly, as you walk around, your junk is kind of just brushing up against this inner lining, and you're like, everything is so comfortable right now.
It is great. And it was weird, like, at first, like, oh, I don't need underwear.
Yeah.
What's all this about?
Yeah.
You wear it, and you're like, underwear way more underwear is useless when these shorts exist.
Why don't more clothes have this lining in it?
You need this lining.
Suits should have this lining in it.
Okay, Gucci, get the lining of Bird Dog.
Get the Bird Dog lining in there.
Because they're so comfortable. Because underwear is just getting in the way of me living my best life.
Why do I have to put on pants twice? It's not fair. You should have the underwear tucked into the shorts. Here's my other thing. Also, as a big guy, I move, okay? I bend, I flex, I sit, mainly sitting. These shorts are stretchy as all hell, and they don't like bunch up weirdly.
Yeah, and like just to clarify, like they're not. You can use them to go to the gym. You can go to the beach. You can do whatever.
They're like swim trunks and also shorts, kind of have merged into one.
But they're also like stylish, so you can wear them with like if you're just going out and you want to look fly, and you know what, everyone in there won't even know you're not wearing underwear.
No.
But they will know that you're comfortable and confident as hell.
I mean, unless that silk is that comfortable that you're showing everyone that you're not wearing underwear, if you know what I'm saying.
So,
and by the way, mine are red and white stripe with stars on the back.
Yeah,
blue.
I got some seersucker.
You got seersucker.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I am so prepared for 4th of July because my buddy's throwing a rooftop thing. Look, I know I say I don't wear shorts. My guy, I'm on a rooftop on 4th of July.
Look,
hot as hell.
It made Alexis change his mind.
Your boy is wearing these shorts all day. And if somebody tries to be funny and throw me in a kiddie pool, I happen to be wearing swim trunks, essentially.
Oh, I want to see Alexis in a kiddie pool. That's
just these shorts, nothing else. What up, my guy?
Guys, make sure you support the Cooligans by supporting Bird Dogs. Get yourself these shorts. These are must-have shorts. Go to birddogs.com and use the promo code Cooligans. And today, well, I mean, it's a podcast, so you're listening to it
today, you're going to get a dad hat.
You're going to get a free dad hat with your purchase of the Bird Dog shorts. It's incredible shorts, and it's an incredible dad hat. It's like a $50 value for the hat.
Yeah.
So, you want to support us? Get yourself some of these dope-ass shorts. Birddogs.com. Use the promo code Cooligans.
And the last thing I want to say about these shorts is you get to pick your length. You can customize them. They're really dope. So if you're a little bit taller, if you're a little bit shorter, you have long-ass legs, you're kind of a stalky dude.
Whoa.
You got one of those. You're a lanky fella.
Slow down, okay?
You got no torso. You're all leg and then neck and head.
All right.
Right? You have no shoulders. Your shoulders are attached to your hips. You're a weird-looking dude underneath all this stuff. So these shorts, you get the little longer ones. You could go real short if you're trying to flex a little bit. If you got that Ronaldo body, okay? These are great shorts, absolute must-haves.
I have that Ronaldo body.
Yeah, you got, Brian Ronaldo is this guy who doesn't eat much. Listen, they're absolutely awesome. Birddogs.com. Use Cooligans. Get yourself a dad hat. You got to have these shorts. All right, guys, you know who she is. We forgot to hit the record button, but we're back. We're in Miami.
I know you heard like a plane flying over.
I know. Indi right now is like, oh, wait, these two comedians aren't very professional?
No, this is funny because this is like literally me when I'm trying to film anything.
Okay, thank God.
I'm like, press record. There's no SD card in the camera. I was like, oh.
Totally meant to do that.
I'm like, why is the screen black? Yeah. Haven't taken the camera lens off. Yeah. Like, this is like literally my entire story. Yep.
Yeah. You guys know her. You love her. She does incredible keepy-uppies and all types of techers. She does this cool thing what is that called where you stop the ball on the bottom of your foot? Has it got a name? Is it the
Soul
Indi
Stall?
Cowie?
Soul Stall.
Soul Stall?
Yeah.
Okay.
tongue twister, guys. I can't say the word or do the trick. That's messed up.
It's really not fair.
Well, I mean, look, you're killing it on the internet. We were talking previously about what it's like. Like, you get these amazing comments from young kids. Like, you're their hero on the internet. How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it is really nice, but at the same time, it's like kind of I'm trying to figure out the right word because weird is not the best word.
It's surprising.
It's still it's still surprising to me that
catches you off guard.
Me because like I'm just a human. I'm normal. I like do the same things. You know, binge on Netflix and eat popcorn all day long and that kind of thing. So it's just.
Well, we have to introduce you to a different diet if you're only eating popcorn.
No, I eat other things too, but like, you know, popcorn's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on now. I'm not going to argue with you here. This is him. Let's talk about the other side of it because you also get some comments from some gentlemen sometimes on your social media.
Please stop.
Is this the part where the weird comes in?
I have no comments.
Well, here's my thing because this happens to a lot of female soccer players. It's also this idea of like your attractiveness comes into game, right? Where like people feel like they need to comment on that and whatnot. Is that something that bothers you? Do you understand that that's just normal sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are just
brutal.
Some of them are brutal, and like there's no way it wouldn't affect you.
Yeah.
But I just realized that I think most of the time when people are doing that, they're trying to get your attention and they want you to respond something back. They want to
engage.
Get you where it hurts so that you like feel like you need to comment back.
Yeah, the equivalent.
I just don't engage.
For comedians, the equivalent is, oh, you're not funny.
Yeah.
So if someone says we're not funny, I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm like building I need more characters in Twitter.
Yeah. The funny thing is, for a comic, when someone says you're not funny, the first thought that goes through our head is, well, I know. That's why we're trying so hard.
Oh, okay.
The second thought, and it's immediately following that, is, I'll prove to you I am. It's like there's a really great artist there's a really great drawing an artist made where it's an audience from the view of a comedian and everyone's kind of blurred out except one person and everyone's enjoying themselves and that one person's like, And that's like the one you're focusing on as a comic. Yeah. You focus on the one person that's not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of opposite. Like when you get negative, you probably don't even read that because there's so many people that are being really, really positive.
Well, I read them because I want to filter out bad stuff that's on the. I know like 11, 10-year-olds are looking at these posts.
Right. So
like I'm not reading them to be like, oh, what are people saying about me? It's more like I don't really want curse words and like bad negative things on there. I'd just rather keep it positive.
Yeah, very responsible.
Thank God you're from like North Carolina, not like New York, because you have a lot of like damn on there. You're like, hey, delete this. Why are you catcalling me on Instagram?
I gotta filter out the word ma.
Ma now? I gotta put mine there?
It's like too much pressure.
Where you been all my life? I don't know. I gotta get these out of here. But delete these.
And it is interesting. I think there must be similarities in the freestyle world and with comedy in itself. In that there's so much. I mean, we've been doing stand up for about 10 years, right? And the practice that it takes to get there. So
and also, no one's telling you to do it. No one's telling a comedian to get up.
Too.
No one's telling you to be in the gym trying to do a soul stall.
So, but like anybody, we can. No one is. No one's telling you to do it.
No one. Someone should be teaching me how to say it.
I'm gonna send you a DM every morning. Every morning. Get up, soul stall time.
My wife is like, say it again. One more time. Stop spitting. Soul stall.
But there is that the self-doubt. It happens in comedy, and we're seeing it happens in the soccer world amongst freestyle, amongst players.
Oh yeah, it definitely happens.
There's that, and that's the thing that's sort of universal in life, where you're like, some days you think like you're not going to be able to do it, or you can't get that trick.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there's definitely those days where it's like, like, am I able to do this? Like, what am I doing? Like, how? Like,
or somebody else landed it before you.
There's like kind of creative block. You're trying to like. Yeah. This all just feels like it's blending into the same trick. Like, there is that kind of doubt sometimes, but
is there any particular trick that you're working on or something that you were proud of? I don't know if you know Daniel Got Hits.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. He was on our show.
Dan.
Yeah.
He came to our show.
You guys know he has blue hair, blue grills. Probably wears an old Jewish woman's glasses.
Actually dead.
Yeah.
That's what he does. But he was talking about a trick that he came up with, the swag scoop.
Yes, the swag scoop.
Yeah,
yep,
so,
very familiar with that.
Yeah, is there anything that you're working on or something that you're really proud of that you got to like introduce?
I feel like I've taken the soul stall and just really made it mine.
It's almost a signature for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love how the different varieties of getting into the trick and getting out of the trick. There's just so much you can do, and you have both souls you can work with too. So you can. It's
a good point. I never thought about it. Left and right.
All the stuff that I do with that is like my baby of the sport, I guess, if you can say that.
What is the goal of someone who does freestyle on social media? Like for us, it would be like an HBO special of some sort or a Netflix special now, if you guys are watching. What is like a big goal for you that you're trying to reach, or is it just like an everyday get better thing?
So I have like a weird thing about like goals. For me, I set goals for my tricks.
Okay.
And then with like my
much like a pimp.
And then with like my actual freestyle career, I kind of just let that run because the goals I feel like I was setting for myself were too low because I didn't realize what I was like limiting my views to everything.
Yeah.
But there's so many different directions it can go. So I'm just kind of like sit back, take what comes at me. Don't be so narrow-minded about certain things. And then just work super hard in sessions and see where it takes me.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So then where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not to turn this into a bad job interview.
Honestly, I have no idea. Because if you had asked me that like 5 years ago, I would have said like performing all over the world at halftime shows.
Yeah.
But like it's changed so much into
every week,
it's I hardly do any like live performance based stuff. It's all digital now.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to say like, oh, like shooting like this commercial for this because like it could be in a completely different direction.
Where do you see yourself in 5 minutes? Still in this interview?
Probably somewhere with food, honestly.
The social media landscape changes so quickly that that could be
that is true. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us. Yeah, we'll go full handshake. Absolutely. Hell of a handshake. Scotland right there.
Scotland.
Where can everyone follow you?
At Indi Cowie.
Okay.
INDIE?
No, just I.
INDI?
Yeah.
COWIE.
Yep.
I knew there was an IE in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's great. On Instagram, most of her stuff on YouTube, I imagine, as well.
Yeah. I'm Soccer Balla on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
Soccer BALLA?
BOLA. I was so cool when I was 11 years old.
Yeah. She's dabbing all over YouTube.
It's like a bad like BMO handle.
Lowercase x, capital X, soccer underscore.
No, but like actually, it's like a bad like I am like handle.
Oh,
well, you're huge enough that you should reach out to them. Yeah, you should be able to reach out to them and change that. You're big enough.
Indi Cowie, everybody, thanks again for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Indi, you're the absolute best.
And she's not going to prom with you. Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Yeah, they need to know.
Sorry, not sorry.
Thank you very much.
It's not happening. Thank you. That was awesome. You guys rock.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening to the Cooligans. We got another word from another one of our sponsors.
The Athletic.
Oh, yeah.
Just a premier soccer coverage. If you need it, The Athletic is what you need in your life.
Yes. And by the way, it's not just soccer. They've got all sports, but particularly we talk about soccer, so that's what we're paying attention to. And soccer writers are finally getting paid.
It's not like you said violently getting paid.
They are belligerently getting paid. It's finally.
But it's good to see, a publication giving soccer writers some love, and a lot of them work for free. So it's good to see that some of them are finally getting paid for their great work. And the Athletic is combined. It's an MLS All-Star team of soccer writers, and they have some great dudes writing. Paul Tenorio is one of them who we mentioned a lot on the show, who's been on the show before. But it's the in-depth soccer coverage and sports coverage in general that you've been missing. So
George Karashi's done a great job. He's put together an absolutely incredible team.
George from Howler magazine.
You might remember from Howler. He has put together an incredible lineup of writers, in particular Adam Snavely.
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly? He's doing a ton of content for World Cup. Has a really cool article just about sort of the panic rankings.
Yeah.
This isn't power rankings.
Not panic.
This is the opposite.
Yeah, there is you can be concerned for some countries. In the current scenarios. Obviously, there are a couple teams already out. Peru, Morocco. These Poland. Who knows? They might still have a chance.
Costa Rica. Had no chance. But clearly, you know, looking at this World Cup from different angles is important. Adam did that. You know, you go in and you say like, yo, here's where you need to be. And the writing, here's the thing. You know, when people want to do comedy in soccer, sometimes it's amazing like us. And then there's other times where it's just like, this is terrible. You should have never tried it. These guys don't try to be way too funny. They're just like really, really clever and very comical in certain situations. And I think Adam hits it nail on the head. And this is what happens. You get good writing when people get paid what they're supposed to get paid for the work.
Exactly. And if you want to support soccer and the way soccer is covered, then you need to subscribe for The Athletic. So the best way to do that, you go to theathletic.com/Cooligans. And you will get 40% off your first year subscription. It comes
How
out,
much?
40% off. It comes out to like $35 for the year, about $3 a month. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
That's nothing for you. You spend that on Cuban coffee every week.
Right, when you go get your stupid macchiato, cappuccino, frappuccino, whatever, and you go like, yeah, I'll take whipped cream. There it is right there. That's one writer losing his wings because you got whipped cream.
That's right. You.
This is now on you.
This is your fault.
This is on you now.
Soccer writers losing their jobs.
You.
This is you.
It's all those plastic cups in the back of your car.
What we need to do is make like a Save the Children like ad, but with soccer writers.
Yeah, with soccer writers.
And have them, tearing, and then they have flies in their face, and it's your fault.
Adam Snavely, whatever my man's last name is. He needs to pay his bills. Paul Tenorio.
That's right. You got to look after these people.
So, look, the writing is absolutely incredible. This article's dope. They have more articles. And, other teams, seasons are about to start soon. They got writers for that. You get all of that for $35 a year because you use our link.
Yeah, theathletic.com/Cooligans. Do it right now.
Yeah, baby, we're back.
We are back.
Oh, what a conversation.
Indi Cowie.
We went there, People said we wouldn't, but we went.
But super cool of her, man.
She's really chill. She's, it's also like, you know these people, like you see these people all the time. They're like influencers and stuff. They're kind of like, they're all about that world, and they can't live in like a normal world. She's like a regular person. Super chill. Super cool,
and much more famous than we are.
Yeah,
wildly. She had a lot of supporters out there watching her work.
People care that she was there. I wouldn't say the same for us.
Very different response towards us.
But like after we went around and like shook hands and explained, people were like, "Oh, cool.
Oh,
could you get out of the way? We want to see Indi Cowie." So, thank you, Indi.
That is basically what happened. So, Major League Soccer has returned.
Yes, it is back with a vengeance.
This damn dumbass World Cup getting in the way of really what's important.
What is it? First of all, I mean, this is why America didn't want to be a part of it to begin with.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
You just get in the way of the most important tournament in sports history.
The World MLS Cup.
World Cup. Sorry. MLS Cup.
So they were
to all the fans. I think we're getting paid to say that.
Look, man, we just we're supporting. Look, people, they can complain about us supporting MLS, but we're wearing top shelf lower league stuff right now. All right, we're repping hard. Nebraska Bug Eaters.
Shouts to Bug Eaters FC.
Okay.
That's it. Done all day. We have we put our logo on any MLS jerseys?
Not at all.
No.
Okay. So I think we see where our allegiance lies.
Yeah, you see where our soul's at right now.
Someone tweeted at us they were appreciative of the ProRel GIF that we made.
Yeah, man. This is what we do. We made GIFs so you guys could use them. Go use them.
Go use them.
Go help us promote ourselves
on Twitter or on Jiffy.
Yeah, you could send them in emails, whatever.
Yeah,
if you need to have that conversation.
Just search for Cooligans, and you'll find all the GIFs that we made for you to use to promote the gulliest soccer podcast that exists.
And also to clap back at all the haters.
Because there's so many.
There's just too many haters.
There's like 16 of them, and we got to get to them.
We got to get them. And accumulative, they have maybe 100 followers.
But we will fight to the death. A couple things in MLS news. Wayne Rooney officially signing for DC United.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. It's
Supposedly official.
Supposedly official, allegedly, almost like I heard this dude might be coming.
Like, yo, bet.
But write it in stone.
Stacy saying, yo, you know Stacy don't lie, yo. Stacy's popped up twice in this podcast.
So, yes, that and the fact that, you know, one thing, we don't really talk about DC United that often.
Because gave us no reason to talk about them.
And I feel bad.
Hold on, we'll talk about DC United. Yamil Assad was at the Atlanta game.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Because he was like straight up doing like a press tour at Mercedes-Benz
Hey guys,
Stadium.
remember me? Mad disrespectful.
You think it did seem, look, I'm not too much of, there are some people that are like, how dare you even look at an Atlanta United pin when you are a supporter of any other team. But this seemed a little...
Wait, you're saying some of the fans are too ultra?
Yeah, I'm just saying that
just a little.
It happens a little bit. But seeing Yamil Assad with taking a ton of photos, and look, I have no hate on Yamil Assad.
Great selfie game.
Great dude. When he was
that was a stat. If I feel like DC might be a little higher in the standings.
When Yamil Assad came to Atlanta, a fan favorite immediately. He was just a lively,
He's
colorful,
one of those players you can easily fall in love with.
Yes, and a lot of people did. And even though he is in DC United, a lot of Atlanta United fans still feel the same way about him. They still love him very much. They want the best for him, but they want DC United to lose every single game they play. But seeing Yamil Assad go to, and we know that he is very good friends with a lot of the players there.
Sure, he had a great time in Atlanta.
We saw the him and his bestie Villalba on sitting by the fireplace.
It's a little bit of wine
on a bare carpet with a little bit of wine, just having a good old time.
Vino.
All right, so we understand that you want to reconnect with your friends, and you're gonna go back.
Nobody wants to stop you from doing that.
DC United had a week off, so they. It looks like the whole season's been a week off for them.
They've had a week go of it. They've had a week off.
But Yamil Assad goes to Mercedes-Benz Stadium during his week off, to go see his friends. But he's taking a lot of photos with a lot of the Atlanta United fans. How do you feel about the team that you just left? And then you're on a competing team, and then you go back to the stadium and
you just
pile it up, buddy.
Pick up where you left off. It's a bit much.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with it, but if you're DC, you're like,
yeah, DC United.
I'll see you posting selfies with us.
Yeah, I could understand. And I'm not. Let's not. I don't know. I'm sure Yamil Assad is just as nice to the DC United fans.
I'm sure
as he
might even love them more. This might be like a thing where he's just like
doing them.
I got to do this, guys. Atlanta won't leave me alone.
So it did. I know Atlanta United fans are like, oh, cool, this is so cool that he's doing this. But DC United fans, I could understand if they're a bit sour.
I would be. I don't know that I would be like furious, but this would tick me off. I'd put this in the folder. You know what I mean? And I've talked about this before on the podcast.
Oh, the folder.
Oh, I've got folders on everyone. Christians, a little too full. Got to get a new cabinet. But every time you do something good or bad, it goes in the folder. This goes in the folder.
Okay. All right. And understandable as well. The other thing.
Were you uncomfortable with it?
I was.
If you were a player of his with like a co-player, what are they called?
A co-player or teammate?
What are they, teammate? Jesus, what are the words? They can't come out of my mouth.
You call roommates cohabitants.
Actually, I call them. I guess roommate was the word I was going to use, but that's the actual word. Anyway,
okay.
Would you be upset by seeing this?
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
no one said anything.
Especially
by the way.
since
we're talking about it. No player has said like, yo, Assad, why'd you do that? No one has, at least not publicly, stated anything.
That is true.
But we're bringing this up. We're adding fuel to the fire.
We're bringing this up. So everybody in DC, tweet at Yamil Assad how mad you are at him.
He should be off the team.
I think there's so much disarray in DC that it doesn't even affect their fan base anymore because they have so many other things to hate about the team and how the club is run.
And also the club is not paying attention because they're like, just open the new stadium. Okay, please. Let's just get to where we're going. And then when we get there, you kids can fight.
Yamil, we don't have time for this right now, but we'll get to you.
We are not turning this thing around. We are getting to where we said we're going. And then when we get there, do whatever you want.
But the team has a lot of issues. And one thing that I did want to bring up, because we don't really talk about DC United very much, is the fact that Ben Olsen is still there. I'm starting to see a bit more on Twitter. There's a little bit of a groundswell. And maybe it's been there for a long time, but I'm starting to see it now. It's popping up on the feed. I think there's a Twitter handle by the name Ben Olsen Out or something like that. I see it a lot. Now we're seeing this. Now there's more. So Ben Olsen, I'm looking it up. Ben Olsen has been, he played with DC United. He's like a DC United legend.
He's been there for a long time.
He's been there for a long time. But he was an assistant in 2010 and got the job since 2010.
He got the job like midway through the season.
Yes.
I forgot who they fired, and it's been okay since then. He's had moments.
He's had moments, but more. I mean, the last
but the
6-7 years,
the team's like getting sold, and from what I hear, like there's no. In the front office, like every person has like 3 jobs. You know what I mean?
Yes, and they will not relieve Ben Olsen of his.
No, because he's also the secretary and the janitor. And I mean, I can't hire 3 positions.
That's too much work. We got a stadium that needs to be cleaned.
Quick cleaning out the recycling bins. The phone's ringing. And also, are we ever going to win again? This is too much.
A lot of responsibility for Ben Olsen. But when you look at it, he's been in at the head coaching position for 8 years. How is it possible with the terrible seasons that they've had?
They need a slightly larger sample size before they make a decision as to whether he's good or not. That's all.
Okay.
How can you make the decision now off of just 8 years that someone's good or bad at their job?
Yes. So very surprising. And yes, he probably should have lost his job a long time ago. They've had some very, very, very bad years. But I'm just putting out the question: why does Ben Olsen still have a job? And this is not have a job. This job. I don't want him to be poor and homeless.
No, he should have no job whatsoever.
But it does raise the question. And now that I'm just seeing it more, I think there's a DC United fans have been clearly taken advantage of, been ignored, neglected, and him still having this job with the team performing so well so bad for so long is him still having a job is really just saying like, DC United fans, we don't give a shit what you think.
But it's also like, look, this year's a wash.
Well, they've had several washes of years.
They've had a lot of washes. A lot of washes. Spin cycle crazy right now. But clearly the team is saying, look, we're trying to sell. We don't know what's happening, but we got you a stadium. You can't complain. Who cares? Show up. That's it. Rooney fixes none of this. In fact, to some degree, might even make a lot of this worse. I don't know what's happening in DC. There's a reason why we don't really talk about it. You guys stink this year. The fans deserve better, but you're getting your stadium. You've been waiting for 20 plus years. You were one of the big superpowers in this league when it started, and now you're this.
Yeah, apparently a lot of I had seen Pablo Mar, MLSist, who writes for DCS, which I think is back. DCS is back.
I believe so. But you guys know him, great photographer,
and
great mechanic from what we hear. We don't know that for
sure. And covers MLS, and he mentioned
super funny too.
He mentioned that a lot of the games are starting to sell out for the new Audi field.
This is great.
So it's a good sign. Even though the team is in they're
complete disarray.
They're the worst team in Major League Soccer. But they've had so many road games that the hope is. I doubt they're gonna get up. They're 11 points off from a playoff spot, so not impossible, but it's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible. It's about as close as you get to impossible, but it doesn't matter. This season, I know the fans don't want to hear this. This season doesn't matter. Rooney sells tickets.
That's why we need pro rel access.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. How could you say that about soccer?
Every game matters. Part of the community. Anyway, clearly, this is sort of just a wash year. Like, look, let him get through this. Rooney's going to sell tickets in the new stadium.
How much time are you giving Ben Olsen? Really?
The end of the season.
the end of the season. So if they have
They're
a good,
not hiring anyone else.
nobody wants to go.
Nobody even know who makes the decision. And no one wants
I think
this
Ben
job.
Olsen hires the new coach.
Yeah, he's the GM.
He is training. He's training his replacement.
He's like, all right, I'm going to fire myself. But guess what? I just rehired myself. So I had a really good presentation.
Yeah.
The guy, he's like, I had to hire myself. The guy's got 8 years worth of experience.
This is the best candidate we have right here. It's me.
Certainly the only one we can afford.
Just Ben Olsen interviewing himself in a mirror. Like,
Wow.
what do you think you can offer to this club?
How do you answer for the last few months? All I'm saying is, if you're a DC United fan, you deserved more, but you're getting a stadium. Look, as an NYCFC fan,
Yeah, they would love that.
I could care less if they lose every game if I were to get my own stadium that year.
See, I see. That's the difference between NYCFC and DC United. We get new coaches all day. We get new coaches all.
Once again, we don't even have to pick them. That's how dope it is.
They
son.
just come right over here. But
Our
stadiums,
inbox hires coaches. We don't need no GM. What is Claudio Reyna doing? Nobody knows.
those are a little bit hard to come by.
Those are very hard to come by.
All right, so
In fact, can we play an RFK?
it's available.
I mean, you ain't doing nothing with it. Move it to the Bronx.
Let's talk about real quick the MLS All-Star Fan 11
Yeah,
came
so
out.
the fan 8.
8?
It is the All-Star game
11.
fan 11.
I don't think you know Roman numerals.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is 11.
It's 11, yeah.
But there's still like the commissioner gets to pick one.
Yeah, the roster's going to be, I think it's 23 or something like that. 24.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. God, can we take the internet away from Atlanta for just 1 week? Just 1 week.
Yeah. And
6 of, well, hold on, I counted already and I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 11 are Atlanta United. We got
some controversy, some
Brad Guzan, which is ridiculous. Well, I don't know how he made it.
Well, no, look, you understand Atlanta United players getting in, and a lot of them getting in because that's
they have a very big fan base.
big fan base. And
In fact, I'm looking real hard for some DC, no DC players.
so fine. Look, I'm over getting mad at Atlanta United for supporting their
No,
players.
good for you.
Do
You're
you
the
think?
Arsenal supporters as far as polls of MLS.
You guys are the Piers Morgans of MLS.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing. I mean, Atlanta's out of MLS. They've decided as a fan base. Here's my thing. Every other team should step its game up.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Atlanta.
Or why don't we just hire Russians to hack this thing? Come on.
Atlanta.
Also dope all of our players.
They were the new team. They did the right thing. They got the community to support the team. Good on them. Fine. No issue with it. But I do have an issue now. So now we get more specific. And now who are the Atlanta United fans voting?
Brad Guzan. We got Michael Parkhurst. Guzan or Guzan?
Guzan.
Guzan.
That's
We
what I
got
feel the
Guzan,
most.
Parkhurst, Almiron.
Parkhurst or Parkhurst?
Parkhurst. We got Almiron. We got Badko. We got Nagby.
Yes.
And we got a little Joseph Martinez.
Now this is the controversy.
Is the controversy that one other player should have gotten in here?
No, the controversy is that amongst Atlanta United fans
That Barco got in?
that Barco got in, but they feel that Julian Gressel deserved that spot. Julian Gressel has probably been a lot better, and he played more games than Ezequiel Barco. And the fact that Barco is the hot new signing, $15 million man,
Yeah.
the whole deal,
Yeah, it cost many bags to get him.
many bolsas.
Yeah.
So
Many havas for all my Cubans out there.
So I think some people that are upset that Barco got in and Gressel did not have a valid argument. Gressel's been amazing. He just scored in the game against Portland. And how many killer ass crosses has he been sending to Joseph Martinez all season?
Also, Gressel had that beast goal in this last week. I mean, he's been a
Yes.
really good player all around.
So
Also, Barco has not done our podcast twice. So
hey,
I'm looking at you, Barco. ¿Qué pasa, Ezequiel?
that's a very, very good point. Valid point.
Yeah.
But surprising that
For the first of all, non-Atlanta players, how do you feel about LAFC gets 2 players, Laurent Simon and Carlos Vela?
the new teams, they get the community, they get excited about the teams.
How is Diego Rossi not in here? I know he had a little bit of a stretch there, we didn't play that well, but come on, man.
No.
LA Galaxy gets a player in Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I heard of him.
Portland Timbers get a player, and our guy, Diego Valeri.
Mm-hmm.
Sporting Kansas City gets a player. He's actually played really well this season. Now a defender, Graham Zusi.
Graham Zusi gets so much love, and like especially during All-Star bout,
Yep.
he was at that All-Star game last year.
Yep.
And not that I don't know why. I get it.
He's played well this season.
He's played well. He's an MLS vet. He deserves it.
He is a DP.
But he is one of those guys that he gets voted into the All-Star game, but you don't. I don't really see too much public love for Graham Zusi, like compared to the overwhelming support I see for like these Atlanta United players.
What are you talking about? He got voted in.
I know he got voted in. I'm saying publicly, I don't see many people being like, I love
They
Graham.
voted for him.
I'm saying there's more than Alexis. I'm specifically saying what people post about and what people talk about.
You mean like on Twitter, like
Yes,
chatter?
yes,
Okay. I thought you meant
publicly.
like tifos and stuff.
No,
like,
no.
what are you talking about?
Publicly, I don't see people being like, I love Graham Zusi.
Yeah, but they're all like polite in Kansas City. That's why you don't see that.
I know that he's great, and he to me, I see when he gets voted into the All-Star team, I'm like, that is one of the. It's a clear deserved one of the.
So you think he deserves it?
Totally.
You're just saying you don't think there's enough outward love
I hear
being shown.
about Vela, about Simon, about these Atlanta United players, about Valeri. There's always like the stands,
outpour,
the stands
outpour,
of like, yeah, people just love it. They're showing the love.
Yeah.
But Graham Zusi's like,
Zusi, no.
Zusi's one of the ones that nobody talks about, but they love him.
Mexico
It's a
loves him.
secret love for Graham Zusi.
Yeah. It should be. That's a good-looking man.
It's a forbidden.
Let it out, guys.
It's a forbidden. That's all I'm saying. Sporting Kansas City fan, the Cauldron, go guys.
They're just like mad hipster about it, like
like-
how he dresses.
Be like, yo, I want to see. Yeah, I want.
Yo, Cauldron, propose to Zusi. Show that love.
That's
it's 2018.
Because every other team, you see how glowingly people talk about like Diego Valeri from the Timbers fans. How strongly Seattle Sounders fans defend Clint Dempsey against people like you, the enemy. Constantly, all this
and I may
negativity.
not have been right when I said it, but time heals all wounds.
Well, yeah.
Who was right about Dempsey?
At one point, we're all going to be right because
not true.
Father Time will
If you
win.
say tomorrow will never come. I mean, I hope it does.
So that's all. That's what I'm saying. Just show that love to Graham Zusi. I think he does it. Like even with like another right back.
You know, and look, the game is in Atlanta for
Yes.
the All-Star. Look, I'm glad that Valeri's going to be there, but did y'all just want Atlanta versus Juventus? Is that all you want? Because honestly, that's not a bad idea.
I heard some people saying that the fans of other teams were also voting for Atlanta United players because they didn't want their players even going to this exhibition match.
That's actually a great way. Everyone should get together.
That's the
and
conspiracy I've heard.
all the NYCFC fans just vote in all the Red Bull players. Tire them out. Make them play an extra game.
That is even
Think about that. All the Portland fans are voting for
even
Seattle
when we
players.
made the Ishmael Tajuri Shradi sketch.
Which, by the way, did I tell you? I think I told you what happened. A guy stopped me at the stadium during the game, and he was like, yo, I watched it like 40 times, but until the 35th minute, I wasn't sure what those three names were, man. He's like, I thought y'all just made up your own law firm. It was hilarious. I'm like, you watched it 35 times without realizing we turned Ishmael Tajuri Shradi into a law firm?
Also, his picture is in the video.
I mean, but it's so obvious. All the references are about him. And he was like, yo, I don't know, man.
Hey man, what are you gonna
All
do?
right, well, look,
we can't.
Thank you for watching it 40 times.
We can't claim every NYCFC fan as
No.
being super sharp.
Especially the ones that hate us. There's too many of them.
So, what were we talking about? You interrupted me. The Graham. Were we talking about Graham Zusi?
No, about voting in the other.
Well, yeah, but that was a conspiracy that I heard that they were voting
Yeah.
in other players from other teams.
Yeah.
because they didn't want.
When we did the
sketch,
video.
even the big comment of under the sketch that we made, especially on Facebook, people were like, "Don't vote for him. We have 3 games that day, that week. That'll be his 3rd game. Like we don't need any of our players getting injured." So it's just like people are very serious. There are people that they feel like the All-Star game is a thing that shouldn't even exist.
I mean, it would be better if there wasn't this like week and a half, 2-week gap all of a sudden in the season where now more games are more compact. If there was like maybe 4 or 5 days before, 4 or 5 days after of relaxation, then having this game makes sense because you're not really gutting it all out. But here's the theory, right? I mean, if you're Don Garber, you get a commissioner's pick. Who deserves it more than Villa? Villa? What is wrong with me today?
Villa?
Who deserves it more?
Aston?
Yeah. Who deserves it more than Bob Villa? Nobody. Who deserves it more than David Villa? David Villa.
Who deserves it more?
Think about it. Who's had as good a season? Who's had a better season that's not on this list?
Yeah, I mean, Villa's, I could understand, but
Zlatan's in there. You know that's someone that Don Garber would have
I'm actually
chosen.
surprised Villa didn't get in.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Who else would you give it to?
Well,
Maybe some people would say like a Kaku or BWP, right?
It's not even about the commissioner's pick specifically because the coach, whoever's coaching the All-Star team, will
fill the roster out.
Fill the roster out. So the commissioner's pick is just like that.
But what I'm saying is if you were able to pick one player that didn't make this list.
And or didn't make this list and also didn't make the roster.
Just forget the roster. This list right here. If you can add one player to this list, who deserves it most out of everyone in the league?
Inga Birgit. I'm kidding.
Yeah. After this week, we're fans.
Villa would. I can't think of anybody else that would deserve it more than Villa. I mean, he hasn't had as great a season as last year, but he's still very, very good. Also, even Shradi as well. I mean, how many goals does he have?
But you
5 or 6.
You would never
4?
pick Shradi over Villa.
Not in an All-Star game. If I had to pick the two, no.
So that's what I mean. I think for the entire league, the one player that deserves to be in this overall is Villa. So you're talking about he's older, he's been injured, he walked out of the game injured this last week. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, now you're going to add an extra game to this guy. He's going to have 3 games in 1 week. This is going to affect a lot of whoever the coaches pick. A lot of people are going to be affected, but in particular, it's going to affect David Villa.
Okay.
That was it for the Villa injury break. We'll be right back with your normally scheduled podcast.
Yes, that injury break was sponsored by Hackensack Meridian Health at Stage 17.
Meridian Health Stage 17.
So let's talk about another thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about last week because we had that World Cup fever.
Yeah. Is that Jason Christ and Caleb Porter are roommates now?
They're cohabitants. Jason Christ was fired from Orlando City after another loss. They've just been losing, taking them L's.
That was 6 in a row.
Yep. And
you gotta go.
We were talking about this, a couple weeks ago. That like how much time does he have? Jason Christ now fired from
a second team.
Was he fired from RSL? Or did he just leave? Because he won the MLS.
No, he
Cup.
left RSL, but he was fired from NYCFC.
Yes,
and
after one season, then they brought in Patrick Vieira to replace him.
Yeah,
who's a great man. Who's done nothing wrong.
He did a lot wrong. He left us high and dry.
And but Jason Christ is fired. What? Any feelings on it?
Yeah, it's the only mistake.
Not a surprise.
No, the only mistake made in firing him is that it should have been done after Adrian Heath has been fired. How does Adrian Heath still have a job? I have no idea. Oh no!
That's what you get for smacking the table.
Yeah, damn it! All right, if you don't know what happened on the podcast, we had these 2 stupid aluminum balls. Thank you so much, Coca-Cola, for sending it to us. These 2 balls, and they were holding up the Bug Eater jersey, and they all fell. So, all right, well. Back to what I was saying. That was that sound in the background. Anyway, I expected this to happen earlier. There's all these different names being thrown about us. Caleb Porter's actually one of them that's being rumored. Apparently, they already had a meeting.
Okay.
So there's all these rumors going around. Scolari was one of the names.
Yeah.
There's an idea that maybe it's someone from the Portuguese league. I can't remember who. It's all over the place as to who's going to be the next Orlando manager. I don't think it needed to be done now. You're not going to save the season, so to speak. I don't think you're all of a sudden going to be a much better team. Firing him sends a message probably to the players. A lot is, I think you got to turn this roster over. I don't know if they're able to. I don't know what those contracts look like. So much has to go into this. And I think firing Christ sends a message, doesn't solve any of their ills.
I agree. And I'm also mainly worried about the homie RJ Allen.
What's RJ up to? Yeah?
Because Christ was the guy who brought him in.
Well, then RJ's going to go wherever Jason Christ goes.
Okay. All right. Next manager of Manchester United.
Yeah, come on.
RJ starting right back. The interesting thing was Orlando did play against Montreal at home and just lost 2-0. Just looked bad. And clearly the team is in a lot of disarray. But in halftime, they were down 1-0. And then interim coach Bobby Murphy. Bobby Murphy.
Sounds like the name of and the number 4 driver. Come around in that GoDaddy car. There he is,
hey,
Bobby Murphy.
Danica, get out of there. That's my car.
Danica quit already, apparently. I just found that out.
Yes. So, but Bobby Murphy at halftime, he was being interviewed by Mackenzie Thurkill.
And he kept it gully.
Kept it real as hell. I feel like we're going to start liking this guy quite a bit.
I am on the Bobby Murphy train.
So he said during halftime when they were, he was upset, and when the manager gets fired and the interim manager is there, they got to go in with the Everybody, I'm gonna whoop things up right into shape.
Nothing, whatever was cool before is not cool anymore.
No more. Everybody is suspended, and
We're doing 2-a-days every day.
We're doing 2-a-days 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And tell me I'm wrong.
So they really turned it up a notch, and this is what it felt a little. It felt a little forced. His halftime interview on TV 27 on Orlando. So I just wanted to play. I wanted to play this for you. So here, have a listen.
It seemed that the team started getting comfortable after conceding.
Well, I mean, I think there's a few things within the shape. We've got to tweak. You know, we've got some guys who want to do their thing and what's best for the group, and I'm going to go and fix that right now.
So he goes, oh, there's a couple guys that...
Hold on, let me translate it for those of you who didn't understand it. He just went, sprat, cat, pop, 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 to his entire team.
He's like, oh, there's a couple guys in there that are trying to do what's right, what's only right for themselves.
Yeah, they're trying to do their own thing.
To do their own thing.
And that was good for the whole squad.
And he's like, I'm going to go back there and fix it right now. I'm like, oh.
Like, literally right this moment.
So I was just like, oh boy. Well, okay. I think I hear the belt coming out.
Each Orlando City player go outside and grab a switch because y'all about to get.
Because this was angry dad.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
But I will tell you this much: it's getting fixed right now.
It's getting fixed right
before your mother gets home.
Very much of this posturing. Of, whoa, I gotta be tough manager.
Yeah. Bobby Murphy. So really setting things into shape out there in Orlando. But then second half comes. Can I ask you a question, Christian? How much shit does Bobby Murphy take?
Oh, I think none.
None whatsoever.
0.
In fact, it might be negative shit.
But whatever happened in the locker room during halftime clearly did not work because they gave up another goal.
And he did not fix it.
He fixed very little.
Yeah.
And Orlando, they're bad, and they need a complete overhaul. They need a change of. It's weird to have. It's like if when Sporting Kansas City started off the season, they lost. I think they lost their first game. They lost against NYCFC.
Yeah,
they had a bit of they gave up 9 goals. I think in like 2 games or 3 games. And there was this like, oh, well, where is the Sporting Kansas City that we had the last like 2 years? Yeah. One of the better defensive teams.
And they brought it back.
And Children's Mercy Park, I think they sell out every single game. They have incredible support. Orlando's another team that gets incredible support. So you would think that the culture of the team would and the supporters' culture would lead to victories. And no, Orlando, something's wrong.
You know, and look, I know a lot of the Atlanta fans, especially the Atlanta fans that listen to this, like to shit on Orlando fans. But the one thing I will say about Orlando fans is, look, they've egregious at times. They've done some disrespectful stuff. I mean, everyone really has in this league. But they love their team. They come out and support their team. And that team has never once given it back to them. They haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah, very much.
And this season, they're not doing it. They're DC Uniting all over the place.
How dare they?
They're brigading.
DC United is like, that's our thing.
Yeah. Whoa. You guys can't suck that much. You're taking a whole thing.
Look, they're only 2 points away from a playoff spot. They were in a playoff spot before.
They just fired their coach.
Yeah. They're bad. They're just.
If you wanted to make the playoffs, you don't fire Jason Christ. You put his feet to the fire.
Yeah, sure. Wait. You mean you think they shouldn't have fired him?
If your goal was just simply to make the playoffs and you're that far off from the playoffs, you don't fire your coach.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I said this was a sign. This was like you're all gone soon enough, but we have to put 11 people on the field, so you're only staying here for that. And if there wasn't a cap, you'd all be gone right now.
Okay, yeah. I think the leash was a lot shorter than we thought.
No, I called for his head when they first had like a 4 or 5.
No, I'm just saying, but you just said that this close that they probably shouldn't fire him.
Yeah, I mean, if your plan was like, look, we made the playoffs, we're good, then you shouldn't have fired him because you're not that far from the playoffs.
Yeah.
But clearly firing him was sending a message like, look, none of this. We don't like any of this.
Okay. Well, the message clearly did not resonate with the athletes on the field.
The players were like, whatever, man. That's one less guy to yell at us. It's cool.
So let's talk about some of the games. New York Red Bulls played against FC Dallas. And the reason this game was fascinating was because Daniel Royer, and I think it was something like the 27th, 28th minute, was sent off for really bad tackle. Really bad tackle that wasn't even a tackle. I mean, it seemed like straight up assault, and not his. I was not intentional.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that specifically. But boy, I mean, he basically. The length of his entire bottom of his foot was against, was it Haynes or Hayes?
I don't know who it was.
Hayes is right next to the shin guard.
Ja'Cory Hayes. Yeah,
Ja'Cory Hayes. I can't even, his ankle bent the wrong way. I mean, it looked painful as hell.
Brutal.
And shouts to Royer for not being like, what are you talking about? I didn't touch him. He knew what was coming as soon as it happened.
Yeah, the video review looked it over and gave him the red. And
Royer should have never shaved his head.
Really, after that, yeah.
That's it. It turned him into evil Royer, But shouts to Red Bull was like, oh, we don't need all 11 guys. We'll be all right. Guys, we're playing DC. You want another one? You want to take another one of our?
It was Dallas, FC Dallas.
What did I say?
You said DC.
DC. I'm sorry, FC Dallas. I'm like, do you want another player? Take another player.
It's surprising. FC Dallas is one of the better teams. I mean, they are in the standings, in the Western Conference. Are they first? They're second. They were first before they lost this game and Sporting Kansas City won.
But I think some of the ills of last season and the beginning of this season are still there. They haven't been resolved. Because you saw that with Kellen Acosta when he gets taken out of the game in the 8th minute. What happened again?
Very early.
Very early.
Well, he was sort of responsible for the first goal
for not even trying to defend against Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams just ran right by him, didn't really box out, didn't put any pressure on him.
It was just like, damn, Tyler fast. You saw what he just did.
But he got substituted off. I mean, he's the Juan Cuadrado of MLS all of a sudden. But he didn't give that effort,
but also when he comes off the field, goes straight into the locker room,
pissed.
Now I don't know if he did it out on his own, which is mad disrespectful, and you might not see him for a while.
Okay,
or if the coach was like,
"Wait, I mean, I'm not seeing what he's gonna get."
They're gonna kill him.
No.
They're just they're not gonna.
I'm
start
not saying,
him.
but you're just not.
I mean, allegedly, the coach is gonna kill him. That's what we're hearing. Our sources are saying there will be murder in MLS. No, what I'm saying is you might not see him as a starter.
Yes, that is very.
He might need to earn his way back up.
Yeah, very surprising from Kellen Acosta to see him that upset. And usually FC Dallas seems to have a strong system, in place.
Yeah.
And they produce so many MLS homegrowns that are of high quality. And Oscar Pereira, you never really see him be that flustered. But after that, after the initial goal, then Kellen Acosta getting sent off.
I mean, if your team was down to 10 guys,
I'm saying Kellen Acosta is not sent off, but he was substituted off. It's just a weird way to say it.
But if you see your team, who's up a man, play that bad and that lackluster,
the energy and effort was not there from FC Dallas. It was very surprising, and I know.
And shouts to Red Bull. I mean, down a guy and played like they were up a guy.
It was surreal.
It was disrespectful. It was what it was.
I mean, it was disrespectful to Oscar Pereira, who was also It was interesting because he happened to be mic'd up this game.
Yes.
So if you're watching the game, I don't know if they did it during the Twitter, because this game was on Twitter.
Right, which also explains why the fans were listening to the game and hearing nothing but beeping.
Beeping?
It was Oscar Pareja's beep, beep, beep,
Oh,
beep.
sure,
Just stopping all the swearing, because that must have been the worst game to be mic'd up.
Bleeping, not beeping.
Whatever.
I mean, Oscar,
words are not my thing.
He got a beeper all of a sudden?
He's just checking down.
Like, okay. Yo, just 1996 is hitting me up.
Yeah, actually, I can't tell. It's 4 numbers. Oh, it says love upside down.
What is 80085? What is this about? I don't get it.
I don't get it. Why is everyone laughing? Why is everyone giggling?
So
It was boobs, everyone. It was funny every time.
So, but he was mic'd up this game, and what a bad game to me to be mic'd up for.
Yeah.
Because he was furious, and we're learning like Oscar Perez speaks English very well, but he speaks to his Spanish speaking play. He coaches to his Spanish speaking players in Spanish, and he coaches to his English speaking players in English.
Yeah.
And
Because he doesn't want them to know what the other person's doing. It's very important. It's very special to him.
Yeah. But he was furious this game, and you understand why Kellen Acosta subbed off. If you're not going to give complete effort for the team, you don't deserve to be on the field. And Kellen Acosta did not handle that well. The Red Bulls did. They did.
They handled it just fine.
But it raises questions again about Jesse Gonzalez, right? Because he was benched for Jeff Maurer, I believe.
Yeah.
Who also had a couple nightmare goalkeeping errors. But Jesse Gonzalez gave up. The goal against Kamar Lawrence is a goal you just don't give up. I mean, and if you're up a man, you don't give this goal up. A near post goal when the team is down a man, you're already down 2-0. This hurts. This hurts more.
Yeah, but remember when this was like De Gea's thing? Like everyone kept scoring these low post, like near post shots. It's not easy to get down that far, and he's a young goalkeeper. This is the issue with young goalkeepers: is they're great, but they'll make mistakes from time to time. When a forward makes a mistake, you'll get him next time. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake, what the hell did you do? You just gave up a goal. So at the end of the day, Jesse Gonzalez is going to have these ups and downs. This is part of the issue of having a young goalkeeper. I wouldn't even get to Jesse Gonzalez if my issue of grievances against FC Dallas, if I was an FC Dallas fan. That would be all the way at the bottom, starting with the first 10 what the hell's going on out there?
First what?
The first 10 of my grievances would be like, what the hell's going on out there?
I wouldn't. I don't think FC Dallas fans have that much of a grievance. I mean, you mean with the club or this game in particular?
With this game in particular.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, look, they shit the bed. This game was not good. They shit
the bed and stayed in that bed
for whatever reason. And it wasn't even like one of those now that we're hitting the summer, a lot of the MLS matches are not happening in the afternoon because it would be a scorcher and
disgustingly hot.
It would be too hot. So it wasn't like it wasn't even like too hot where the players were like fatigued or they just were really bad, and they looked worse because they were up a man.
Yeah.
So made no sense. So a couple other games. Sporting Kansas City against the Houston Dynamo.
Wow, what a game.
What a game.
What a game.
Who needs a World Cup?
By the way, I was just about to say, probably more exciting than most of the World Cup games.
Honestly, yeah. This game was incredible. Sporting Kansas City down 2-0 to Houston. Mauro Anotas with getting 2 goals early. Ike Opara not showing
just
up.
Forgetting. Wait, who am I supposed to cover? Just point at him.
One of the better defenders.
The guy who just scored? Come on.
One of the better defenders in this league, and just had an off night.
But he's one of those guys that loves to barrel forward, and every once in a while, you kind of need to be back there. You know what I mean?
Especially when you give the ball away.
That's the issue.
And
what is it with these defenders and goalkeepers that think they're like, fancy feet over here?
Who are you calling? Ike Opara, like what, the Loris Karius?
Loris Karius
of MLS. No, rough start to this game, but what a don't call it a comeback. But we probably should, because that's exactly what it was. Yeah. Sporting Kansas City ends up winning this game 3-2 with the game-winning goal from the boy. Your boy.
The Black Joe Ingebrigtsen.
Kyrie Shelton.
Put them buckets up, Shelton.
Getting the game-winning goal. proud for him, happy for him. This was not only was the game entertaining,
it was also against 10 men, but because Eric Alexander got the red card.
Yes, he did get the red card. Is his first name Eric?
I'm pretty sure.
I almost feel like it's not his first name, but I could be wrong. The game, it was exciting for because of the comeback. But Sporting Kansas City are a team that usually is not down 2-0. It is Eric Alexander, and that's clearly his HR photo.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a LinkedIn profile. That was terrible.
Why don't they have his team photo there? That's on Wikipedia.
I would suggest everyone Google Eric Alexander soccer.
It looks like
Dynamo.
He just completed his Series 7.
Yeah.
He's proud of that.
He's like squatting. He's definitely taking a picture of someone who's sitting.
Fun photo.
That
anyway,
is a terrible photo.
We're not used to seeing Sporting Kansas City down 2-0 in the first half to any team, especially at home. And the early goal in the second half, the 59th minute, Daniel Shalhoub gets a goal, but Diego Rubio gets a goal, and I was impressed with this. I'm watching this game.
Yeah, he was still doing the prayer thing from coming on the field. I mean,
he was thanking the Lord himself for just giving him the health and strength to play in another professional soccer game.
And all of a sudden, ball at his feet.
Ball at his feet, and he is scoring. He's on the field and I actually timed this because I was so fascinated by it because I wanted to see because the goal was given in the 85th minute, but he was on the field for a total of I believe 43 seconds before he scored his goal, and this is before the red card. So it's not. It felt similar to the Nigeria goal, where the guy just came off.
The guy comes in and is like, injury.
Right. I mean, that was more instant because he literally like hopped on the field and already the ball.
And he came on the field sprinting towards goal.
It could have been like he run out of the locker room right on mid-run. Literally,
scores the goal, runs out the other side.
The player hits Y, put that through ball, and then ends up scoring. So yeah, incredible. And then 88th minute, Kyrie Shelton, getting he's had so many opportunities that have been so close and missed and same, he did the same in NYCFC.
It's only his second goal. I mean, the fans reacted like this is what he does.
No,
Kyrie scores buckets. He's not Alan Gordon.
It was not. I think they were just happy that they had been down and ended up winning the game.
Whatever. They're MLS put them at the top of their power ranking. Sporting Kansas City, clearly a very good team.
You know what? It's also I saw Mark Fishkin tweeting about this. Mark Fishkin, who of Seeing Red, who will be on the show very soon.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
We have a little derby.
Oh, how butthurt are those Red Bull fans gonna be that he's gonna be on our show?
But Mark was
again, by the way,
pointing out the power rankings, and honestly, he was saying that the Red Bulls are listed in 4th in the MLS power
right now,
ranking.
3rd actually.
3rd, okay. I gotta say, I honestly think Red Bulls should probably be 1st in the power rankings. They've beaten every top team, every team that's I don't think they've played Sporting Kansas City. I'm not sure, but they've beaten Atlanta handily. They've beaten NYCFC handily twice.
Unfortunately, yeah,
twice, and one in US Open Cup. Kind of a shock to me that Rebels aren't a little bit more heavily acknowledged or heavily favored.
While we're talking about this, if you want to know what the power rankings are, 1st would be Kansas City, 2nd would be Atlanta, 3rd would be Red Bull, 4th is NYCFC, 5th is Portland, and then you got LAFC and Columbus, and it goes from there. And there's FC Dallas.
Yeah,
dropping 4 points, 4 positions, 3 positions, 3.
A little surprising.
All right, I don't disagree with him, but I also can see why they're not in 1st. Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah, Sporting Kansas City has been great.
Great season so far. Atlanta, they're always going to be at the top.
Atlanta Portland. This game ends 1-1. In
Atlanta not doing that well at home this season. I did not expect that.
I didn't expect it either. But yeah, it's not this fortress it once was.
No,
huh?
and I don't want to take anything away from Portland. They played an incredible game.
Yes. They. Still a lot of missed opportunities for. I feel like the games that Atlanta draw in, there's outside of probably the NYCFC game, there's usually these draws feel like losses. The NYCFC game was like, oh well, we played against a formidable opponent. You know,
Atlanta fans, respect. It was shaking hands.
But a lot of these draws, especially at home, it's just like, yo, they're not living up to the potential on certain nights. And this was one of them.
I would love to know exactly what it is. Is it that, they have new players, or they have to come up with different schemes, formation-wise, defensively, this season? I would love to know exactly what it is, because it seemed like last year they were just unbreakable at certain points.
Well, they had, I think they're a little bit more shored up defensively. This is what it feels like to me. From the outside, it feels like defensively, there are a couple players left, right? Obviously, Yamil Assad, Anton Walks, a couple changes, right? So they feel like, and with Nagby there's a little bit more possession, a bit more stability. But I think what's missing...
But that stability is just not the Atlanta way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Atlanta's like heavy metal.
I want some flashy South Americans having a good old time.
I want people popping shots from midfield.
And look, I know Villaba's been hurt, and he provided a lot of that excitement from last season. But it seems like the connection and the attractive game that we were used to seeing from Villalba, Martinez, and Almiron is not really there between.
It's not dialed up to 10 like it was last season. It's still there, and there's still those moments, but it's not just this like consistent. Or maybe no. If we're saying that it's a results thing, then maybe not. But maybe it's to some degree it's that we're kind of used to seeing it. So we're expecting it.
Look, I think Barco is not the same player that Yamil Assad is, right? And Barco seems to be a little bit more. He's not as dynamic as Yamil Assad is. That's sort of what I feel.
He's 13 million. He better be.
Oh, sure. No, I agree. I just think from like a stylistic perspective, he's not like as flashy as Yamil was.
Right.
So,
but also Almiron seems to be a little bit more calm. Joseph Martinez still crazy.
Atlanta's still good.
They're great.
Not taking anything away from them, but when it comes to the winning games at home, scoring games at home, and I know Portland, a strong defensive team, not taking too much away from them, but when we're talking about home games in Atlanta at the Benz, last year, there's a storied history of that fortress in Atlanta. Years and years of just being dominant there. And it's not really there this year. And maybe that has to do with teams figuring them out a little bit. But
this is the year that rewrites history, you're saying? Only its second season. And not to take anything away from Portland. Dude, remember they started the season with I don't even think they lost that much at the beginning of the season. They were drawing a ton.
No,
they were losing up front, but they drew a
bunch.
bunch in a row, and we were like, this team's just not going anywhere. That's the best they can. And shouts to Gio Savarese, man. He turned that around.
He's doing, yeah.
And they're great. They're clearly in a playoff spot. They're in 5th position. I think, what are they at? They're at 23 points with 14 games played. Not bad. A little bit of a turnaround to the season. They also seem to be one of those teams that you kind of need to be afraid of. They're hard to score on, and they can come at you at any point. So not to take anything away from Portland. Shouts to all the Portland fans. But Atlanta, I'm especially at home. I'm like, this whole season has been like, where is it? Where's the excitement? The fans have been holding their end of the bargain up. And shouts to Portland fans for bringing out a Nagby tifo or sign or
the big they support their own, which is cool of them. So a couple other the other game that we were going to talk about, the game that we attended.
Yeah.
New York City FC.
Joe Inge Burgett's coming out party.
It was Joe Inge Burgett against Toronto FC. NYCFC wins this game 2-1. But look,
Toronto.
How many people?
Toronto.
What you're gonna start talking
Let's start
about
with Toronto.
Okay.
Is this ever gonna turn around for Toronto, or are they done? Javinko wants out.
What do you mean Javinko wants out? Because
he's pissed that he didn't get his contract extended. There's rumors that he's gonna go to Tigres.
Okay. I've heard the rumor. I've heard positive things from Javinko. He's saying that he loves Toronto and he wants to stay.
Yeah, but that's all that that's him being a catalyst for the contract talks. He's like, it's not me. Look, I love the team. I'm the one who wants the extension. I want to be here.
Okay. I mean, it would be kind of crazy.
Toronto's like, well, we don't know. We want to pay him because he's 32 now.
He's the highest paid player, right, in MLS, I believe.
No, he's not the highest paid player in MLS.
I almost think he is.
No, you almost think he is?
I think he's getting paid almost $7 million a season. If I'm
Look,
not,
he's clearly one of the highest paid players.
he is. I think he is the highest paid player. I could be
All
wrong,
right.
but
He is.
yeah, because I know my stuff, Alexis.
7.1 million.
7.1 million.
Oh, I think last year was Kaká was more, but yeah.
Yes.
So Michael Bradley after that. Look, Toronto can't keep going at this at this rate. Maybe they can. I don't know if they got like endless amounts of money. One thing I'm excited about them having a bad season is that means we don't have to go to Toronto in December. Oh my God.
Be a blessing.
Absolute
blessing. Thank you.
I don't care where you can send us to Alaska. Anything is better than Toronto in December. Oh my God.
Yes, NYCFC played against Toronto. Toronto did not. They brought that FC Dallas effort.
Yeah.
This is not the Toronto we're used to seeing at Yankee Stadium. But when Toronto has come in, they've usually kind of gave NYC a tough time, or they've just straight up embarrassed them.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
No.
Not with
them days is over, bruh.
Not when you have a Viking on your team. NYCFC.
Short shorts and baggy shirt, tiny ass little socks, barely a shin guard.
Yeah.
No hair, don't care.
Young Burgett gets a brace.
And let's be honest, he scored 1.5 goals. Okay, that first one, even though I was getting you a water and myself some chicken.
Did you watch the replay of that goal? That was it was like a back heel.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a back heel.
Why is it
trickled over the
Why
goal.
is it a half?
Because it trickled over. You know, could have. The regular Joe Ingeberget misses that.
But this
new powerful Dome. What did Dome say to him? What did Dome Torrent say to him?
I don't know.
Say it to me.
I know I don't think he said anything. He just handed him Thor's hammer and was like, "Do your job."
Yeah. Look what I found.
This is what's missing.
Dome. I mean, the Dome era already looks good. That first half and second half were two different teams. Two completely different teams. If you're an NYCFC fan, second half more energy. Come on, Maxi Morales was just passing to nobody the entire first half.
Well,
here's the thing. I heard that Villa got put on the left instead of the center, the middle.
Okay.
So I missed the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I was watching World Cup. But from what I saw and from what I've read, he got put on the left-hand side. And after he got injured, the rest of the team's like, yo, you good. We got you.
Yeah. Well, who came in?
Jesus
Medina came in.
Jesus Medina. Who Dome apparently did not say anything to him. Okay, we need to fix that.
Okay, so look, if anybody does not know, Dominic Torrent is the new coach for NYCFC.
As per the CFG email,
there were throughout the week. There were some concerns that he wasn't going to make it to be able to coach in his first game because of visa issues, and there was all this concern. There were a lot of journalists that were writing exactly that. And then Saturday, before the game,
he pops up.
Friday before the game, he pops up. He's in training.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
I'm here. So I'm like, man, soccer journalists in New York they're getting no information from anybody.
My sources say nothing because I don't have any.
So throughout the whole week, everybody was concerned that he wasn't even going to make it. And then he shows up at training. He's here. And everybody's like, oh, what? Okay.
All right.
So,
my bad.
Fine. Well, at least NYCFC is keeping secrets now.
Yeah.
They tight-lipped, right?
The days of yore.
So gets at training. And then, so I think I wanted to hear, a couple things, right? His first interview. His English is fine. Fine. Yeah. I think it's better than Tata Martino, I would say. I mean, not to pit those two against each other.
No, but they deserve to be put up against each other. No, yeah, he's way better.
He's still, in the post-game conference, when he took questions, he had a translator for some of them, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen.
But, so that was the concern, right? Some people were like, oh, he doesn't speak English. How's he going to communicate? But I thought he was fine.
We said that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, but
we bitched about
people. But it was we were reporting what people were telling us.
Yeah, we didn't say it. We're telling you what other people told us.
Some people, they were saying that his English was not great, and that was going to be an issue.
It's fine. It was fine. Clearly well enough to manage and coach a team.
But what I did like was after the game, when he finally got to see his players up front in a game, he did kind of highlight a couple of players that he did like, and he
said that one of his goals is to give more confidence and to let some of the American players know that some of them have a lot of talent and they should carry themselves that way.
Well,
they should go and try and be better.
He specifically said that they're better than they think they are.
Yeah.
Because they can't if you haven't competed against like
At
European
the
talent at the highest level, you don't. I remember when we spoke to Jack Harrison about that at MLS Cup
When he made it to the U20 England squad.
Yeah, and we were like, "Hey, what was it like when you were there?" He was like, "Yeah, I didn't know what the competition was going to be like. I didn't know if I was good enough." But then you get there, you take a couple touches, and you're like, "Oh, all right, I'm good. I'm as good as these like Czechoslovakian guys."
Oh, I'm with y'all.
I can keep up.
Yeah.
So for the American player who doesn't have that experience, maybe not capped,
Right.
they don't know how good they are.
Yeah.
And it was I'm happy for Ben Sweat to get that acknowledgement from.
He named him specifically. He said like Ben Sweat, which again, we nicknamed him Sweatinho. Maybe Dame hasn't listened to all the back episodes yet.
I mean, he really needs to get on it.
Get on it. We'll get you a translator if you need it. All of our fans need a translator when it comes to us. But clearly someone like Ben Sweat has a lot of skill. And here's a player that was playing for Tampa Bay Rowdies a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've talked enough about, MLS not making it to the World Cup. Hilarious. About USA not making it to the World Cup. And we talk about whether there are players that aren't being discovered. And Christian Pulisic says that clearly there's talent that hasn't been either fully developed or discovered.
Yeah.
And for him to say that about Ben Sweat, it's got to make Ben Sweat feel, oh my God, like this is not just a relief, but like a new chapter in his career now.
Sure. So Ben Sweat, get him capped, y'all.
Yeah.
That's it.
How about a player that are better than we thought they were? Joe Inga Brigade getting 2 goals.
Yeah. So Alexis, do you want to apologize? A lot of people have been tweeting at you.
I do. I want to apologize to all the haters that Joe Inga Brigade has. How dare you say all those negative things?
That's not an apology. That is not an apology.
Christian was one of them. I have been since day
have
one.
Have you ever apologized to anyone ever? Because you don't start with, how dare you? That's not how apologies begin.
What? That's not how you say it? No, I don't want to apologize. You played one good game. Do it again.
Yeah, he still.
You got to brace. I'll give you that. But how? I mean, you can't out here Bergetting and Kyrie Shelton all at the same time.
Kyrie Shelton.
Sheltoning.
Yes. So, but he did have a good game, and especially
he had a great game, and I'm proud.
And that second goal was an authoritative goal. It wasn't that trickling over the line.
No, it wasn't a mistake
in a scrum. It was a accurate, composed finish.
Here's what it was. It was a absolutely perfect pass from Maxi Morales.
And that's it. The finish had nothing to do with anything.
Your job is a striker.
He should be scoring more. And
you need to convert those opportunities. And he did.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy for him. But all of a sudden, everyone out here acting like we got a little Griezmann on our hands. Nah, son, relax.
Griezmann's already pretty small, so little Griezmann is kind of, wow, how tiny is this person?
A little baby Griezmann. Do it again. I will happily apologize. Happily apologize. I will eat every one of my words.
Alexis, the next goal Brigette scores, Alexis will grow his beard to the same length as Yo Inga Brigette.
I'll do it instantly. I'll do it before you're done celebrating. If you become consistent, I apologize. Up until that point, yo, dog, you had a good broken clock is right twice a day, my guy.
Yes, yo, Inga, broken clock Brigette,
yeah,
as they call him. Well, no,
right now, all you did was not Brigette during a game.
Good on him. But I'm glad MLS is back. It was, it felt World Cup is great. Felt weird.
At first, when the MLS was coming back, I'm like, this is too soon. World Cup is kind of in its thing. And then I went to the game and I was like, nah, this is back, baby.
Look, this weekend in MLS, I think was some of the highest attendance of the year. That World Cup bump is real. People are excited about soccer, and
soccer's back in the atmosphere.
And they're gonna go to MLS games. They're gonna go to NPSL games, UPSL games. So
they're gonna go check out Bug Eaters FC,
and they're gonna go check us out at the World Cup Comedy Tour.
Hell yeah, they are. Whether we add a magical city or not.
The Magical City was Orlando?
Magic City?
Orlando? Magic City? Oh,
Get
that's
it?
right. Oh, I get it. Oh, if we do a show out of Magic City, forget it.
Wow.
I am there.
Christian ain't leaving. What's Christian dangling from the ceiling? He's having a good time.
It's my home now. Repping, I'm going to be like, yo, ATL all day.
All day. He's going to be the only Colombian who lives in Atlanta.
Oh boy! So again, another hot show in the books. Just remember, like always, if you're watching, if you're listening to the show, remember we have a YouTube channel. There were a bunch of silly things we did on video that you would want to watch. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Soccer Cooligans. Do that immediately. World Cup Comedy Tour, worldcupcomedytour.com.
Go get those tickets now. We got giveaways. We got Total Soccer Sugar. We got Mike Magid. We got other people that might be
every single
there.
show in every city is going to be a fun, unique experience. We're going to do giveaways. It's going to be exciting. So
we're going to try to find a way for like all of us to be on stage at the same time. It's just going to be dope.
It's going to be
trust us. It's going to be dope.
An orgy of soccer.
Yeah,
up
it's
there.
going to be nothing. There's just legs and elbows and soccer balls everywhere. You don't know where one person begins and the next person ends. But also, we're going to be doing stand up on that tour. So I've a couple people asked me like, oh, you're doing it's you and another podcast. You're going to be doing live podcasts. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, but we want you to know Christian and I will be doing our stand up individually.
Gang.
All
That comedy,
day.
that gang comedy. So yeah, so it's going to be great. So if you're one of the cities. One of the city listed, get tickets now. Also, make sure you leave a review on iTunes. We are currently at 158 reviews. We're going for 200 by the time the World Cup is over. You're listening to this. All right, come on. You listened to the show. The show was great. You had a great time. Leave 5 stars right there on iTunes.
Now,
you can do
5 stars.
While you're listening to this, you could do it.
Do it right now.
It takes 2 seconds.
Why stop texting all your friends? 5 stars.
5
stars.
Biff. All right. So that's it, everybody. Thank you again for listening. You guys are incredible.
You're
again,
the best.
Congratulations to Ty and Sarah Yoder.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you once again, Jonathan Kalora. Thank you so much for these dope jerseys. Bug Eaters. Up the Bug Eaters. Let's get it. Oklahoma y Nebraska y toda esa gente ahí abajo.
I don't even know why you mentioned Oklahoma.
I don't know. I'm just riffing. I'm riffing on the South.
Okay, everybody. My name is Christian Polanco.
Yes, it is. And my name is Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!